right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Woo! Good morning, Carlos. I am. Look, I'm great on this Friday. No, Thursday. No, this last day of the week.
Pre-Friday.
Well, yeah. Pre-Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pre-Friday. I love it.
It's look. It's a short week this week. The markets are closed tomorrow. Everybody needs to keep that in mind. I think today we're going to get Friday-like trading, probably. Tough to say. We had a big day yesterday. Maybe not a happy day, especially for your long-term portfolios, but it certainly was a day of market movement. So today, who knows what we're going to get? But my guessing is, my assumption is that we're going to get a little bit of tired price action through the afternoon. Hopefully, we get a good open.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man. I agree. It's been there's been no lack of excitement in this market, that is for sure. All right, let's take a look at our gappers list this morning, guys. Kind of balanced style. Usually is leaning heavily one way or the other. Today, pretty balanced here. Some stuff in the green, others in the red. Market slightly higher in many places here, so we'll see how this thing pans out. So again, surprised to see a balanced gappers list. Usually not the case. All right, let's take a look at our U.S. economic calendar. Do we have anything coming off for today going into our weekend holiday?
Yeah, you need to update that list. There's nothing on the economic calendar. That sheet, that's yesterday. Ignore that.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I also I had one of those nights where you couldn't sleep. I was awake, and for whatever reason, I rewatched a very long movie. Anyways, and I was up way later than I should have. And anyways, I'm behind this morning. We did have some economic data. We did have building permits and housing starts, which came out. A little bit of a mixed picture there. The housing starts was lower than expected. 1.3 million versus 1.4 is how the numbers came out. But the building permits were higher. So more building permits were issued, but builders chose not to build as many houses. 1.48 million building permits issued versus 1.45 on the forecast. We also had jobless claims, arguably the more important number. Let's start with the initial jobless claims. Initial jobless claims were lower than expected, surprising, at 215,000 versus 225,000 forecast. Continuing jobless claims slightly higher. So again, another mixed picture. 1.87 was the forecast, 1.88 was the actual number. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this economic data. It's seems to be sort of generally in line with what we've been seeing for a long time. But whatever it is, the market is not really paying close attention to this data anymore. We know the markets these days, really what they care about is tariffs and the perception of that impact, which is currently sort of unmeasured within the economy. Later after, so this is all the data that came out this morning. Later on today, we don't really have much. At 11:45, we've got a Fed speaker. Barr is speaking at an event. We've got the Fed's balance sheet that's coming out after the close. That probably will not be too surprising. Fairly quiet day, bottom line, for the economic events. Really, I think we're just going to have to watch this market and see what it delivers on its own. Like you said, Carlos, right now we've got sort of a balanced picture on the overall sort of gappers, what's gapping up and what's gapping down. That being said, the markets overall are both gapping up. So, it feels very inside day. So what does that mean? It means we're probably going to trade within the range, within yesterday's range, with such a sort of big move yesterday. That would be my guess, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, we'll see, man. It has again, every market open where we're getting a lot of excitement, and today is no different. So we'll see what is in play for us. Let's start dissecting this gappers list, friends. We'll start with the first one on here. QURE is the full ticker, and at the moment these guys are up 46%. What's the float on this? 49 million shares flow is what I'm seeing here on tradingterminal.com, which, by the way, that is where you can get this exact same gappers list available to you completely free. So head on over there and you can get that plus other scanners as well. Yeah, so this is up 46%, 2.6 million shares traded. Daily looks like it's just taking off here. Peter, obviously some news on this, whether it's good or not, we'll have to see.
Yeah, and sorry, I'm still running slow here this
No
morning.
worries, man. No worries. It is Friday.
This is all me, man.
It's acceptable. It's acceptable.
I literally ran downstairs. I'm like, oh crap, it's 8:30. I better turn things on. This is a biotech, and yes, they did announce that they had a breakthrough on a patent, anyways, for the treatment of Huntington's disease. And that's obviously good news, assuming that they go successfully through their trials and are able to market it. But QURE has got their AMT 130, which is, again, made this a breakthrough treatment. The proof will be in the pudding, but right now the stock is benefiting from it. Look, we're at an interesting spot here. Certainly, like these things typically do. Is this a low float? Not really. We're about 40,
borderline.
50 million. Yeah, 50 million shares in the float, so it's close. But so I'm not sure if I should apply any technical analysis to this, but this area here, if this thing gets above 15, I think we got to move. A great move up much higher. So there could be some opportunity in this. I don't know how much trading we're actually going to get out of it today, because we're only at 2.8 million, which is good, but I don't know. The price action, just watching it here over the last 2 minutes, doesn't look as robust as I'd like to see for a breakthrough medicine that's going to just go crazy. So who knows?
Yeah, I'm not seeing what I like here either. So we're definitely going to move on. Let's look at the next one. It's going to be HTZ. So Hertz, HTZ. Did they have earnings? I wonder if they had earnings.
They weren't on my radar for earnings. Let's just see here. Did they sneak in some earnings there? No, because I wasn't.
Good pops here, by the way. Look at this daily. We had a great day yesterday. No one setting up today.
No, it looks like more that they've got. Interestingly, Bill Ackman has taken a stake. Now, we have to keep in mind, if you know who Bill Ackman is, he's sort of what do you call him? Basically an activist investor. But he's taken a $46 million stake in Hertz, which is big enough that the SEC, they have to submit SEC filings for it. But $46 million for Ackman doesn't feel like a massive position, right? If it was 460 million, then I'd be like, whoa, hey, like he's looking to, he thinks Hertz is really going to do something. 46 million is roughly the Ackman's equivalent of renting a car. So
yeah, it's like doing a favor for a not so good friend is what he's doing here. So it's not convinced, but I get it. You're helping out your buddy. It's okay. I like the action though. It looks definitely in play. How well it's going to trade, we don't know. But again, definitely in play this morning. They're seeing some good pops as we're seeing here. So we'll have it on the list. Peter, what's your thoughts on this? Normally they don't trade very well, but
no,
not sure.
No, it's funny. It's one of those stocks that it's on the NASDAQ, but it trades like it's a New York Stock Exchange stock. So I've tried to watch this in the past. I have not loved it. I'd probably be more interested in watching QURE over Hertz, but we could put it on a secondary list. I would bump it off quickly if something more interesting came up.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, today, if any of the days are going to trade well, it has to be today. I mean, just look at their pop here, their numbers are looking pretty nice. They got 14 million shares traded, now lower price stock, but still, that is a lot of volume for Hertz. And yesterday, look at the daily yesterday. Yesterday, 91 million. I mean, they really got up in the numbers here. So that is, why is that red? Let's change that. Blue. There we go. It's a lot.
A lot of that volume happened if you sort of look at yesterday's profile in the last 20 minutes of trading or
Yeah.
15 minutes or so when it was announced that he was taking a stake. So,
Hmm.
the stock was really sort of very, very flat at around $4. I think it closed yesterday at about 560. So most of that rise and the volume you can
Hmm.
see, look at that, all back end loaded. So same news. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yep. Yep. All right. Yeah, I like it. We'll put it on the secondary list. We'll see where it goes. I think today's their day. If they are going to give us something, they have the best setup to do that. They got the attention. They got us looking. So let's see what can take place here. Next is LLY off the gappers list, and this one it is up 11.9 as you can see here. 407,000 shares traded at the moment. Man, what is this? Eli Lilly. Oh yeah, we traded this before. Well, not
Yep.
traded. We talked about it before. I don't think I ever traded
Yep.
it. I think it trades brutal. But Peter, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, I agree with that. It generally does not trade well. Of all of the drug companies that we watched, even during the pandemic, this one traded horribly. I don't think I've ever actually found a trade opportunity that I want. They did announce positive phase 3 trial results, so that's a late stage trial on an oral diabetes drug. So the diabetes is one of those. They used to call it the pandemic of our times. I guess they can't do that anymore. But, anyways, yeah, as you know, nowadays diabetes drugs love to do second duty, arguably more popular duty as weight loss drugs. So, I think they're actually developing this to treat diabetes, but they nowadays these drugs seem to also be effective at treating weight loss, at least in the short term. So, so that's why it's got attention. Carlos, it's another, like, we have a lot of these marginal, trades here. Only 400,000 shares on this one. This one is a NYSE stock. So, look, that we seem to just getting slightly worse each one we're talking about.
Yeah, gap up. It's not looking great here. The next one might be great. It's going to be my good buddy BABA. So let's see BABA here. It is up 4.3. Definitely not the volume that we're used to seeing. We've seen better volume out of this one. As you guys know, I like the stock, so I'm going to add it to my secondary list. Doesn't look great as far as volume, but I do like the gap up of 4.3 here. So let's see if at the market open we can get something going. I have not traded this in a very, very long time, but I've been watching it. I've been watching it here and there, but usually we're finding other things that are better, so we haven't had a chance to actually trade it. Peter, I don't know if there's any major news on this or it's just overall market up and downs.
I think, there's nothing specific on these. They're obviously in the news incidentally because of all the tariff news and then the activity that China's taking, in sort of tit for tat against the U.S. It's actually been surprisingly resilient to my mind. BABA, PDD, they're probably the two big ones that I watch in this sector. But then you've got Baidu and Billy and all the rest of them as well. But like you said, the trading has not been great. You just have to look at a daily chart to sort of see despite all of this movement, they had some of the big candles when the market moved a lot. But even yesterday, it didn't really move all that much. So yeah, not a favorite of mine.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna put in a secondary again. It doesn't look great right now, but who knows? We'll see what we can get out of it. All right, let's see what's left here. We have TSM and then we BX and PLTR. Let's run right through those and see if we find anything good. I know PLTR will be on our list. It's such a dynamic trading stock, so explosive. We love to watch it. And here's TSM. TSM right now, we're up 2.7. It's got some decent volume, 1.4 million shares traded. And we also are seeing a pretty decent pre-market activity, guys, with some volume here moving up and down. So again, usually they're better semis to trade. Peter, I'm going to be talking about Nvidia and AMD, which both have been actually AMD trading much better in the last couple of days. But these are going to be better things to look at. So I'm not sure what TSM has going on, anything specific, but I'm going to go with AMD and Nvidia for these type of moves.
Yeah, where Nvidia led the market down yesterday. TSM is leading the market up, but they did have earnings this morning. So very early this morning, they did announce earnings, beating their numbers, top and bottom line, delivering 15.5 billion in revenue in the quarter, over 15.2 estimate, and $2.12 a share. Profit versus $2.03 estimate. So good news for Taiwan Semiconductor, and good news in a segment that needed it. That being said, the future is still uncertain. They are sticking to their forecast, so they still believe that they are going to be able to deliver value. I suppose they've got a little bit of an interesting support story, don't they? Because where they may be falling out of favor in North America, or at least in the U.S., China seems to be adopting them, but China's trying to adopt all of Taiwan. So I think that they potentially have a decent story from a stock perspective. Not, like you said, the greatest trading semiconductor, but with the earnings news, it could very well be one that you might want to watch today. That being said, I still think Nvidia is absolutely the better target. And what a crazy price action! I traded Nvidia short yesterday, just as we were getting off our live segment here. I got into a trade, or a little bit after, as Nvidia just could not break through the VWAP, and I got in just at the right time, as it turns out, and this thing dropped for most of the day, and then made this amazing recovery right into the close. Like the way it popped up, I wish I'd reversed my stake. The last 25 minutes of the day was very impressive, I have to say, on Nvidia on its recovery. So it's I think Nvidia is absolutely in play. Having sort of dropped as it did, and then throughout the course of the day, and then have made that recovery into the close was quite something to see. So in play today for sure.
Yeah, I like Nvidia. I actually put it on my secondary. I put AMD in the primary today. We'll see how it goes. But again, even though it's on the secondary list, we know we're going to be watching the heck out of Nvidia the same way we do with Tesla. I know you guys are mentioning Tesla now, but yeah, we'll be watching that one as well. It's our good buddy. All right, let's see here. Tesla, we'll put that one as well on our main list. So AMD and Tesla so far on our primary list. All right, back to our gappers. See what we got going on here. And then I see the last one, BX, which I don't think it trades very well. Yeah, this is garbage. I don't. What is this? The name is Blackstone. Is that like a financial company or something? I don't.
Yes.
Know what they do. So yeah, it looks horrible, man. I don't know if we even have to look it up. It looks brutal. No volume, 250,000. Yeah, let's skip on to PLTR. Now this one here, very explosive, looking nice, up 2.4 million shares traded here. So that is looking awesome. It's one that we like to watch, and it can trade very well, and it has given us opportunities in the past. So we'll have it on deck. Not sure if you have anything to add on this one, Peter. Just one that we like to watch.
There's some news here, but it doesn't feel like news that's going to move the stock. So
yeah,
Palantir, they had an announcement that a company called Anthropic will be joining their FedStart offering as part of their solution model. They got like weird terms in here. That's why I'm trying to read this. Like this reads Anthropic's Claude, like Claude for enterprise. That's a product? Is this a person? I think it's a product. But anyways, is offering specifically designed. Anyways, the grammar in this article is horrible. I can't even read it. So I don't know what's going on. But yeah, look, PLTR is usually in play. It is actually a decent trader in any given day, news or not. So whatever this weird news is, it's just going to move probably.
100%. All right, that covers our gap up, guys. Again, we went through everything on here. We picked out a few that look great, that have some potential. We'll see how those act at the market open, yeah, we'll take advantage of that. Speaking of the market open, question: am I able to watch Brian and Andrew at the market open with a free trial? I don't think there's a free trial. If you found one, sign up and take advantage. You find some, usually you have these old links hanging out there that we did a while ago. If you find it, you click and sign up, and it's free. don't ask, just do it. If it's free, you're not getting charged a credit card. Jump right in before they block it, because it should be $19 for the week. But if you found free, man, I always tell you, take advantage immediately, quickly. That's like when you go to the store and somebody puts, something that's $50 in the wrong tag and the tag says 25. Well, if you bring somebody over and says, hey, says 25, you actually get in some places. So my wife has done that a couple of times. I can't do that. I'm just like so embarrassed. My wife doesn't care. She's like, no, it was there. It's your mistake. I'm taking it. I'm like, I'm just covering my face like, let's get out of here. But she's she gets it done. It's like returns, Peter. I don't know, back in the days, I hate going to the store, return something. Now Amazon has made it so easy. You got to deal with people. But when you're returning something just because you don't like it, the person looking at you is like judging you for returning it. You're like, no, just take it back. Now things have changed. I mean, you could use something for like 30 days and take it back, Yeah. So it's
I'm always amazed the things that people will take back. I mean, I'll bring back things when it makes sense, but like I gotta say, like I've never bought a I don't know, a bag of peaches and eaten half of them and then brought them back saying that they weren't ripe enough or something. Like it always amazed me that people bring back half-eaten groceries and things like that. So,
we were in the AC business, man, and people will bring back an AC. They'll buy it in like August and return it back before September. And Walmart will just take it back. Walmart's the worst customer to have to do business with, because they are like, they don't care. They take everything back and they don't lose. You know what they do?
No,
they send it back to us.
Yeah.
So they could care less. As long as they keep that person happy, they came in, they return a $150 unit, and they'll go buy a deodorant, which they make 100 and 230,000% profit. They're happy. They would care less about the returns. It's unreal.
My son worked at Costco for a number of years, and the stories he came out with of people returning things is because they've got a very liberal return policy, by the way. Costco, I always tell my wife, if you see something at Costco and you think, that might be interesting, I might like it, just buy it. Just buy it, because you may never see it again, because Costco gets their shipment by the truck, and when the truck is empty or when they're done, you may never find that product again. So just buy it, but because you can return anything to Costco, and people will take advantage of that, like anything at any time. Anyways, but you're right, Carlos. There's people that will use a sofa for 2 years and then go back to Costco and say, I don't like
my back is hurting. I wasn't comfortable. You sat on it for 2 damn years.
Anyways.
It's hilarious, man. Big box stores are something else, and they're all like this. Not just, we're not picking on Costco and Walmart. Any big box store where you can sell volume, you still make a lot of money if you get into these stores. Don't get me wrong, just because of sheer volume. But they're all like that. They take everything back and they screw the manufacturer. All right, let's.
I've got to admit, we bought some like sugar-free chocolates. These things that my wife tried anyway. So we bought it. And there was a recall on it, and we'd eaten half the bag. And then my wife's like, there's a recall. You got to bring them back. And I'm like, I'm not bringing them back. And anyway, she said, bring them back. So, all right, fine. So I went and I brought them back, and I felt like I felt bad. I felt like a moron, right?
It feels weird, man.
Bag of
feels
chocolates. Weird. It was weird. And the lady behind the counter, she didn't care. She's like, by the way, she processed it. I thought it was interesting. She processed the refund first, and then said, "By the way, your product wasn't included in the recall. The recall was for these serial numbers, and yours wasn't the serial number." I said, "But you just made the refund." She said, "Oh, it's okay. Like if you want them back,
just letting you know."
You'd have to buy them again, and unfortunately, I can only do it at the current price, which is $2 higher than the price you paid. And I'm like, "Well, I'm not."
She hustled you, man. She hustled you pretty good. Yeah.
And I said, I guess if I buy it back, if I don't buy it back, what do you do? She said, don't worry about it. We'll eat them. And I'm thinking, I said, okay, well, never mind. Like, you already processed it. And I'm thinking, she did that on purpose. She processed the refund so they at the return counter could eat these chocolates. and
It's a beautiful thing.
they, like you said, they don't care. The refund's done. They're probably just going to throw them out anyways. It's an open product. What are they going to do with it? So I thought, this is a Costco, and I'm like, all right, it's
Oh man,
fair,
gotta love
fair,
it.
fair's fair. I guess I got my money back. I guess I can't complain. I can tell my wife, look, I did what you told me to, but
Yeah.
because that was really the most important thing out of the whole event, right? But,
So win for everybody, says Jeremy Thomas over on YouTube.
I guess
Awesome,
so, yeah.
awesome.
Except for me,
This
because I didn't get the other half.
You didn't
bag
get
of
the chocolate. You didn't get the
Yeah.
chocolates, right? So yeah,
I feel like I'm the
yeah.
only one that lost in that scenario.
If somebody lost it, it was maybe a little unfair on your side. But yeah.
Yeah.
So this all started, by the way, with someone asking for a free trial, right, for $1. So it is $1 trial. And again, if you found $1 trial out there, that's another link that's probably outdated. If you found it and it works, just do it, man. Don't tell nobody, just do it, and hopefully you can get in. And if you can see Andrew, great. $1 experiment, you're not gonna lose anything with $1.
Yeah.
So just sign up and
Worth
and
it.
go
At
through
19
it.
bucks, it's worth doing.
Yeah, if you pay $1 and all you see is the front page of the of the membership, you won. If you got in, you won. That's how much $1 can get you. All right, let's take a look here. What's gapping down? But before we do that, Peter, tell me if you have anything gapping up that you like this morning.
Well, let's see what else we got. One that I'm well, that's gapping down, gapping down. We had the last reporting financial institution, Charles Schwab. Ooh, sorry about that. Whistled on that one. Charles Schwab, SCHW, had earnings this morning. Least entertaining of the financial companies that reported. You mentioned Blackstone. They also reported this morning. We got the non-fun ones here. We'll talk about some earnings that are gapping down in a second. But other than that, look, semiconductor sector, all gapping up. I think if you're looking for something that's moving higher, pick anyone except Intel. Intel's the only one that's gapping down, actually, off of the semis this morning. And pretty much all of the Magnificent Seven, all gapping up, all green this morning. So Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, all higher. Tesla, pick anyone you want. They're all trying to recover a little bit of yesterday's woes.
Yeah. So I don't like Intel as much. I'm looking at that one now. Not a big fan of it, but it is gapping down here today. All right, guys. I don't feel like we got our money's worth of the gap up list here, Peter. This just seems a little suspect. We'll see what's gapping down this morning. So here we'll start with the first one, UNH, and I guess trouble continue in paradise here. United Health is down 18%. Wow, that's a big drop. That is not fun. Someone's getting fired. So they're down big here, 1.4 million shares traded. I don't recall seeing them on the earnings list, Peter, but maybe this morning. That's pretty early, though. I don't think they do earnings at 5 a.m. In the morning. That's
Well, they did have earnings, and they did
wow.
do it at 5:55 a.m. is when they released their earnings. Oddly,
Who's up? What are they trying to hide? Who's up at this time doing earnings?
Well,
they're hiding something, man. I'm telling you.
Well, look, United Healthcare hasn't had a good run ever since their executive was assassinated, and public sympathy was not with him. The company has really not fared well. So they had earnings early this morning, missed their numbers, top and bottom line. And so that's not good in the quarter. I think the bigger issue is, again, their guidance. It's always in guidance. They cut their guidance. They say that their medical costs have skyrocketed over the last little while, and that they're continuing to suffer. So that lowered forecast is what's bringing them down. And as you can see, it happened very early this morning with the main drop. Now it's just moving sideways. I've tried to watch United Healthcare many times, and never usually trades very well. It is a nicey stock again. It's another one. It's another weird one to me, like a Boeing, where, look, just because it's bad news doesn't mean this thing can't trade higher when the market opens. It often doesn't go the way you would think. Yes, it's gapping down on the news that we just talked about, but don't assume that's going to be what will happen at the open. It's got amazing resilience. So.
Yeah. This is, I mean, I'm gonna add it to I'm gonna add it to the secondary list so I can just look at it. I'm not gonna trade it though. It trades pretty bad, but I do want to see where this goes to. This is a big drop of almost 20% now, 1.5 million shares traded. And again, just this healthcare business is always so shady. And a lot of my family's
Yeah.
in the healthcare business. I mean, we have a doctor in the family. My wife works for a hospital over at that. Well, I don't want to say the name, but yeah, it's shady, man. This shady. My brother
I,
does insurance stuff for hospitals, and man, the stories I hear, woo,
I
it's
know, and but I said like the resilience. Like I've only heard anything but bad news about United Health again
it's a
ever
cash
since
cow.
that incident. But look at the daily chart on it. Like it just sort of
Yeah.
quietly, it's been climbing. Like
Hmm.
I, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, it's still
It's uh, it's
got
a it's got that
still,
Boeing DNA, man. It's got that BA cash cow, you can touch me
yeah,
type thing here. But yeah, so we'll see where it goes.
yeah.
All right, moving on down, guys. QXO. I don't think I ever seen this ticker before, and probably for good reasons. This daily looks just atrocious. We are down 9.2 here, 1.7 million shares traded. I mean, this is just so bad, Peter. QXO? I don't think we ever seen this ticker before.
No, and yeah, this is the name of the company too, QXO Inc.
Hmm.
Which is a software company. It's a secondary offering. It looks like a couple of days ago they made an offer to buy another company. It looks like they're buying a company called Beacon Roofing Supply. Um, this is. It's funny that this is not a low float. I would have assumed it's a low float. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here because this is a
Yeah.
company that is listed as a software sector, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a technology solutions company primarily to clients in the manufacturing, distribution, and service sectors. Provides consulting and professional services, but they're buying a roofing company. I don't know what's going on here. This feels odd. But anyways, it's a secondary offering. So if you want to extend your strange feelings about QXO, the reason why it's gapping this morning seems to be that they're issuing a secondary, another 37.7 million shares at 13 and a quarter a share, which is yeah, priced above. I mean, priced under their closing price of yesterday, but above the current trading price. So not a great option here for trading, I don't think today.
Yeah, yeah, it's ugly, man. This is pretty bad. HIMS is next. HIMS. Wow, another one dropping down here. 7.5, 1.5 million shares traded. This can be in play today. Normally, not a great trading stock, but man, they're getting some good movement here this morning in the pre-market hours.
Yeah, Hims also only heard bad news about it. They had their obesity drug that they were sort of dropping. They first tried to change the way they were marketing it, then they tried to change the structure, and then they said, you know what, this is not working. We're getting out. I don't. I think it's probably a reactive news here with Lilly gapping up on the news of their successful trials of their late stage weight loss pill. Again, it's just further bad news for Hims, and again, what used to be one of their biggest revenue drivers. Their drug is not doing so well. Keep in mind, you got to remember, right? This was the drug that had a bunch of issues where men, I think it was mostly men, if I remember, were reporting like weird like hair loss and medical problems having taken it. So yeah, it's still continued bad news for him.
Yeah, it's not good. Um, I'm interested to see how this goes. I have a lot of possibles today, guys. A lot of stuff on the secondary list. I'm going to add HIMS as well. They normally do not trade very well, but today they look interesting. And only AMD and Tesla on my main list, so not a whole lot so far. And the other ones I could tell you by the name are not going to be great. NVO, CVS, these are not great tickers. Merck, this is Merck. Is this like a pharmaceutical day where everything is just kind of south? Oh, no, it's not Merck. It's something else. I don't know what this is. This is Marix. That looks bad too. Oh my goodness. Infi. That looks horrible. I'm just gonna
Hertz,
skip through
Hertz,
these, man. CVS
yeah.
and NVO. Let's look at NVO. NVO is might be interesting. So Novo Nordisk is the only one I probably like so far at all of these, Peter. Wow, this is another one dropping down 7.4, 2 million shares traded. This actually looks interesting today. What's the news on this one, Peter? Do you have anything brewing over
Well,
there?
this is. I think this is another reactive play. So again, as one weight loss drug manufacturer gets good news about their product, it's about sort of supremacy over who's got the best weight loss drug. So Novo Nordisk has a competitive product in this space. So with Eli Lilly, announcing positive phase 3 trials on theirs, it seems like all their competitors are dropping. So it's really reactive this morning.
Yeah. I like the way this one looks for some reason out of all those that we're seeing. So I definitely like this one. Gonna add it to the main list. So AMD, Tesla, and NVO for the most part. And then Peter, I just kind of hopped around over the gappers list. Do you like anything else on here, and also anything that might not be on here that you like this morning?
I noticed Infosys is on there. They had earnings. Never trades well. INFY is the ticker on that one. It's again had earnings way early this morning. This is a Indian outsourcing services company, software services and outsourcing. Not a great trader, so yeah, not worth spending a lot of time at. I think we already covered, like, from a gap down specifically. No, I don't see anything else that I like. Most of what I'm looking at is gapping up this morning, including your airlines, Carlos. They're gapping up this morning, although very low volume. Airlines aren't really in play.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think you just, primarily I'm going to stick to my knitting, if you will, and watch the Magnificent Seven, the semiconductors, PLTR, just the usual suspects for me on this day, because I don't have anything else that is really, really jumping out and grabbing me, other than the few that we've talked about, and maybe Hertz, Lilly, those ones we've already mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. So all right, let's take it to you guys. See what you guys like this morning. We're looking at our chat here and seeing if you have something that maybe we haven't checked out yet that we can get some action on. So let's see here. Nvidia, I do have Nvidia on deck, so that's good. Nvidia, yep. A lot of people liking Nvidia this morning. INTC, I don't like INTC as much, so it won't be on my list today, but it is down 1.4. Intel, every time I look at it, it has like 4.8 million shares every single time at this time. So those 5 million shares traded is like just that's pocket change for Intel. I mean, they trade it. They're doing what, 100 million? Close to it, about 80, 90 million a day. So especially recently, after the beginning of April, they've been getting some very high volume. So pre-market's always been this high. It doesn't really mean much for this ticker as far as how well it's going to trade. So I'll leave it alone. But if you guys like it, definitely put it on your list. PLTR, we kind of mentioned already. I will be having that one on my list. It can be so explosive here, so I'll add that on my primary. Tesla, we have not looked at it, but I just added it to my list without even looking at it, because I know we're going to watch it. So I just threw it on there. Tesla, of course, is on our list as well. Phasian is giving us QBTS and IonQ. They're not doing anything at quantum speed with this type of volume. I'll tell you that much. IonQ, same thing. They're really low volume today, so you really have to wait for the market open. I don't see anything happening here with these guys. So, all right, PLTR is good. HTC, what's going on? I do have that on my list. HTZ, yeah, it's on fire, man. It's up 30% now. Almost 20 million shares
It
traded.
seems like a big
Yeah.
overreaction to this Ackman stake. I mean, I get that he's got deep pockets, but again, it's a $46 million stake. That doesn't, I don't know, doesn't feel like this move is warranted. But maybe I'm missing something. Last I heard of Hertz, they were still having a significant write down and trying to offload all of their electric vehicles and like thousands of Teslas and other cars at a loss because they weren't renting well. And I don't know. It's and they were under heavy debt. So I guess maybe Ackman is signaling a turnaround. There must be more behind this that I'm not seeing, because their stock price hasn't really. If you look prior to this news, they've been down in the dumps here.
Yeah. We'll see, man. As It's just no rhyme or reason. But yeah, up 30%, 20 million shares traded. And there's so many options now to rent vehicles. Like, I don't know how these guys are making money. Because you see now, like Uber has an option to rent vehicles as well. I don't know if they come from Hertz, but you could rent vehicles right through Uber now. So that's an option that they've been working. So I don't know how this rental business is working. All right, right, we'll stop it here. Ivo says no spaghetti yet on RGTI. Yeah, no, they definitely don't have no sauce here, that's for sure. They're quiet, just no volume whatsoever for all of these quantum stuff.
Quiet.
Yeah. All right, friends, let's stop here. Let's get to our community events and announcement. Today's Friday. I wonder, are we going to trade like one of these dead type Fridays, summer Fridays? It feels like it, Peter. It doesn't feel
I mean,
great.
It is Thursday, just technically. It is actually a Thursday on the calendar.
It is.
But I think it's going to trade like a Friday. And in this era with tariff news, I mean, who knows, right? Like just half an hour ago, Trump was busy tweeting, looking for Powell to get fired. So, like it could be one of these days where, we get more news, more statements out of the White House, unofficial and official. So I don't know. I think it's all going to be based on the news cycle, really, as to how active we're going to be after the open. The open's going to be the open, whatever it's going to deliver. But after that, yes, it's going to be dependent on our news. Here we do still have activities happening, and in fact, Carlos, we're doing some after hours earnings today, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Netflix today. So we'll be on for that.
That's something to look forward to. Netflix, usually companies going into earnings trade fairly lightly, or at least they don't make big moves. So Netflix might not be the one to target for your trading today, but it will have earnings after the close, so it might be worth keeping an eye on just to see what it does. So, and we'll be live with you going into the close for Netflix earnings. What time are those coming out? Let's see here. Hopefully it's 4 o'clock on the dot. So there you go, Netflix coming out. And we also then have activities here in the chat room where it's mentorship day. And on Thursdays, we always do our mentorship sessions. We got 2 during the day, 11 and noon with Lenny and Jared, respectively. So if you want to talk trend trading, then 11 o'clock is your time if you're an elite member to go into the webinar room and have a conversation with Lenny where he'll answer your questions and talk trends. And then Jared will do a session at noon on options. So those are the 2 sessions that we've got at 11 at noon. And then, of course, in the evening, we got the very popular mentorship session with Thor. He'll be doing that at 8 p.m. tonight, as always. So it should be another great session. So that's what we've got happening in the chat room. If you want to join us, well, look, exempting the special offers that you might be able to find out there somewhere, we've got our normal set of membership options you can find on the website, starting with our basic, going through our platinum. We have our intro offer, which is available, but not even listed there. But apparently, if you're sneaky, you can find a discount on that. But if you want a real discount, the best deal is the platinum deal, which combines our elite annual membership in the Bearable Traders chat room with a boot camp and a $50,000 funded trading account, off of which you will get paid if you can successfully make money off of that, which we hope you do. Andrew's willing to put his money behind you and invest in your trading journey, and he will pay out. He has done it regularly when people have made money. We'll tell you, it's not as easy as you might think, not because we make it difficult, but you're fighting yourself. And that's one of the things we learn when people are learning to trade. They understand, eventually, whether they do it quickly or slowly, they eventually understand this is a mental exercise and a challenge against yourself. And that's why we want to help people through that journey by offering this $50,000 funded account. So check out the details on that. You can get them either on the Bearable Traders website or at peakcapitaltrading.com. As we've been mentioning, we've got another boot camp that's starting in just a couple of weeks. And as Andrew was saying yesterday, I wasn't even aware of this. We only had, well, as of yesterday, we only had 5 spots left. So there could be, only 1 or 2, if any, left at this point. So if you're interested in the boot camp, don't delay. You got to take advantage of that. Or you may just need to sign up for the next one, which would start in September. So, all right. With that, let's set some levels, Carlos, and we'll get ready for this pseudo Friday trading day, last trading day of the week.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man. It should be good. Okay, let's get some levels in place here, friends. Over on YouTube, if you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you want more questions on P Capital, I see a lot of questions about P Capital in the bootcamp. We've done a great job with this website on detailing out what is it like, right? So head over to pcapitaltrading.com and you're going to get, tons of information on what to expect, what the courses look like, and what is the goal coming out of a completed 13 weeks. Is it 13 weeks, Peter? It's 13 weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
13 or 12, yeah. Somewhere in that number. It's a lot. It's 90 days. All right, let's jump in here, friends. Let's get some levels in. First one on deck is going to be AMD. And once we look at AMD here, we are going to see a lot of this surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. A lot of stocks are going to be doing just this because we've been just up and down over the last couple of days. So right now, high of the pre-market on AMD is going to be 89.95. So we're going to let's go ahead and slam one on there. And then the low of the pre-market, not too far, 88.55, just slightly above the previous day close. So again, you can see that right on there on the bigger time frame. And then again, surrounded highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. We do have previous day close. We're just slightly above that. And then towards the bottom, just a whole lot of levels towards the bottom, just in case we do decide to drop here. Wow, we haven't been here in a long time, since just last week. So I'm just gonna pick 83.52. I'm gonna pick that area there just in case we do drive ourselves lower here on AMD. Now, heading next to our good buddy Tesla. So let's see what Tesla is up to this morning. Tesla, again, just look at this, surrounded by the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. So it's going to be easy to do levels on this. We're just going to slam the high of the pre-market. We're going to slam the low of the pre-market slightly above our previous day close. Our low is 241.90, that is, and our high is 246.42. So slam those 2 there, and then the highs and lows, previous day close, everything else is taking good care of you here on our buddy Tesla. Next is NVO. So let's take a look at NVO here. Wow, this made a new low. This keeps dropping. This is going to be fun today. Novo Nordisk. So low of the pre-market right now, 57.82, trying to hold on to that. I am going to mark down this area here as well. I'm going to show you here in the pre-market because we did get a little bit of support there at 58.89. So I do want to have that there for intraday purposes in case we do move up and down around those numbers. Above, we do have another great level here at 61.27. Above that, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. Going to the left, let's see when's the last time we were down here. Wow. Spin a little bit. Okay, here we go. We're going back to 2022, seems like. So let's go in here, get a couple of levels. I see an obvious one right at 55.87, another one over at 56.69. So once you do that, you're pretty set when it comes to levels on NVO. I don't think you need to add anything else. All right, the other one I had some other ones on here. What happened? Did I not write them down? PLTR was the other one. I forgot to put on deck PLTR. We'll add that there to the banner below. PLTR surrounded by the highs and lows. Again, this thing can be very explosive. This morning, the high is at 95.46 and the low is at 93.59. So once you do that, you're surrounded by the highs and lows, and you're pretty much set on this one here. Do not need to add anything else. All right, I think we're pretty set. David, David is on it, man. David comes in every morning, Peter. That is Wednesday or any laptop day, and his first comment. I don't think if he didn't say good morning to me, we're gonna ban him from the giveaway. Did he say good morning first? He did not say good morning.
Look, that's his way of saying good morning.
He didn't say good morning to us. You know what? He's gonna be banned. You got to say good morning first before you ask for a giveaway. Come on. But it's every day. He comes in every Wednesday. I think he has an alarm. It's Wednesday. Ding, ding, ding. Hey, Mike. You know what time it is? Is you know what day is? You know what there is? It's Wednesday. Laptop day. I see him doing that. But yeah, good morning first. Then ask for the laptop or giveaway, and we'll happily comply. But yeah, let's get to Peter. Let's get to what our members our team is watching this morning.
That's like, look, it's like asking a 3-year-old to be polite to ask for a cookie. It's like, cookie, stay please.
Come on,
cookie,
man.
please.
Just,
please,
I'm
cookie.
not asking for much. 2 letters, GM, and then you can write whatever you want about laptop or giveaway. Come on.
Oh, well, anyways, look, we love all of you. You keep us entertained.
We do, but we like good mornings. But you're right, Peter. We do love you guys. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about what our moderators are watching. They're starting to get their lists in here, and we got a lot of a lot of the common stuff here. Start with Lenny in first with Nvidia, Tesla, LLY, so EY Lilly, Novo Nordisk, HIMS, so he's watching this sector, United Healthcare. Wow, he's got the whole lot. TSM and Intel. It's a big list, so good luck with that, Lenny. Avi's back to watching just AMD, Tesla, and Nvidia. He shortened his Magnificent 7 list to his Magnificent 3, I guess. Thor also watching those 3 in AMD, Tesla, and Nvidia. Megan is going to be watching Nvidia, PLTR, and Apple. Brian in earlier than normal here with his list: Tesla, Nvidia, PLTR, Novo Nordisk, and then the SPY overall. Brendan is going to be watching Nvidia, PLTR, AMD, and Tesla. Eamon doesn't have anything. He's doesn't see anything setting up for him, so he's going to wait and see what the market brings. Andrew watching. Look at this, Andrew again in early. Very impressed, gentlemen. With PLTR, Hertz, Nvidia, and Apple. Pierre is stealing Brendan's list, so it makes sense. And Nathan going to be watching AMD, the Magnificent 7, and then some of his other contract stocks here or tickers. Phil's going to be watching Tesla, Nvidia, Novo Nordisk, AMZN, Amazon, and GLD. Interesting. He's going to watch the gold prices. We were talking about this yesterday. What a crazy run for gold. Who would have thought that gold is a growth stock? Normally it was like the stability play. Gold is a growth stock. Netflix is a safety stock. I don't know what to make of the markets anymore. It's a crazy world. Cats and dogs living together. Craziness out there. In any event, look, whatever you're picking, just make sure you trade smart. It is a Friday, like trading going into a long weekend. It is only Thursday on the calendar, but it's the last trading day of this week. Last thing, as Carlos always reminds you, right? Last thing you want to do is have just some immature or sort of ill thought through trading that you have to go and sort of beat yourself up over the weekend on. So let's trade smart together, guys, and let's have a great day.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, friends, I see Brian's ready to rock and roll. He's got his sign on nice and bright this morning as he's going to trade live with Andrew. Andrew should be joining us shortly as well. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect from the chat, and we're going to continue over with our friends on YouTube. If you let me just disconnect first. Let those guys take over. If you're on YouTube and you want to see Brian and Andrew trade live, you can. There's a link there, I believe $19. So if you somehow find a backdoor link, you could probably get $1. I don't know what's going on there, but you can watch these guys trade live for a week. So definitely check that out. Today's laptop day, because we didn't give one away yesterday, right? So Andrew held it for today, which makes sense, finish off the week, right? So today is laptop day. So definitely hit those thumbs up, type in laptop, type in good morning, and laptop giveaway later today at 10:30. So, or membership. Yeah, he'll do membership as well. Annual membership, which is, again, that's worth a lot more than a laptop, I'll tell you that much. Annual membership is where it's at. All right, we're sitting at 235 likes. Let's slam those thumbs up, and let's get ready for our market open, Peter. Let's get our charts in place.
Easter weekend. For those of you that celebrate Easter, I hope you have a good one. I like it because my girls come home. We get family in the house. That's always good. Yeah,
that is always fun, man.
It's gonna be busy.
I love the holidays, Peter. It's just, especially that Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of the year, man. Kids are off for a while. Everybody's home. Like, it starts from Thanksgiving. That whole stretch is just awesome, man. I look forward to that every year. All right, 5-minute chart is set.
Yeah.
1 minute is set. Go ahead, Peter.
Hertz is confusing. Both Hertz and UNH are confusing me here because they're both moving. I don't know. I still don't. I still think that the Hertz move is overblown. It doesn't mean it can't continue, but what do I know?
Yeah.
And just so like Ackman already making money off of his purchase. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, because by the time you announce it and disclose it to the SEC, the sale's already done. So he must have bought it $4.
Yeah.
We're sitting, almost doubled his money. So that $46 million stake is now $100 million stake.
Yeah,
almost. So it's well, it's when you play with the big bucks.
that's right. Question: are we watching TSM? We are not, but this is why I have AMD and Nvidia on my list. Again, I think these are better semis to trade, especially Nvidia has been trading very well. But yeah, TSM is in play today. It is gapping up. Actually, it's gapping up better than most. Up here quite a bit. Hold on, TSM. Yeah, up 3%. The other ones are kind of borderline at the previous day close. Like AMD is only up less than 0.5% here. So yeah, well, and actually Nvidia just went red. So yeah, TSM looks the best, but as far as day trading, AMD and Nvidia are much better. Tiger, yes, laptop day. I know we're throwing people off because it is Thursday, but yes, laptop day today. Since we did not do it yesterday, Andrew wanted to push it to today, which I think works.
Is it Wednesday? Is it Thursday? Is it Friday?
All right, we're throwing people off. We're off tomorrow. We were doing laptop day. We're keeping you on your toes, my friends. You could tell the crowd is lighter today too. Only 830. By now we usually have 1,000 plus, but it's holidays, man. People are going away for the weekend and starting to enjoy their Easter. So a little lighter here.
In these market conditions, we're just waiting for that next tweet, right? I mean, for me, that's what I think. The price action is going to hinge off of today, and I don't know whether to live in hope or fear of it, but you just got to be ready. All right, there's my 1 minute alarm. Got a minute to this open. I don't have anything I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect at the open here. So Hertz is dropping back a little bit. Novo Nordisk really hasn't done anything over the last couple of minutes. It's very had this good price action just between like 8:20 and 9 o'clock, and then it's gone dead again.
Yep.
Lilly popping up.
All right. I see. I didn't add Apple to my list, but I'll be watching Apple as well. I think that's always a good one.
Wow! Look at all these. There's a ton of topside orders sitting on the ask on Nvidia. I don't know why they're all stacked here between 105. Yeah, between 105 and 106.50. There's just like orders after order after order.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Let's see
where's
what
my
the
bell?
action is. There's your bell.
Where's my bell? I didn't get a bell. Weird. Okay.
The bell timer's out of battery or something. What happened?
I don't know. It's in the chat room here. What's I had to manually set it off. There you go. There's my bell. Anyways, whatever. Okay. All right. What are we gonna get?
All right, here we go. NVO getting no volume. Tesla's getting some action here. Let's go, Baba. As usual, friends, we're waiting for our setups. We're not rushing at the bell like horses here, so we're going to just relax, wait for our setups, and see what we can find here today. Wow, POTR, big drop there. So nice drop on POTR, a little bit of a pullback. Good morning, guys. Yes, membership, absolutely membership, annual membership at that, right? NVO didn't get great volume, so I'm gonna leave that one alone. I did have that on my main list. They're starting to do something now, but doesn't look good.
Yeah, not yet. Anyways,
Not
NVO is an
yet.
easy
Yeah.
stock, so you got to wait and see if that volume hits. Then you can do some. Wow, Nvidia getting a drop here.
Mm-hmm. Hood, Brian, I do like Hood. Does trade well. Yeah, look at the breakout on Hood. Wow, I like this breakout, especially on the 5 minute. Like if you look at the pre-market, got all this going on here. So breaking out of that could be interesting.
Tesla just went down and tested yesterday's close. Let's see if it can hold here.
Tesla,
Nope.
yeah.
Looks like maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, Nvidia's on SSR from 2 days ago, I believe, right? Or not a day ago. So today will be their last day on SSR. But they had that big drop starting yesterday. So they went on SSR yesterday for sure. With the H2 restrictions, sales in China, which is like 20% of their business, if I read that right, that's a lot. It's not small change. All right, Tesla holding here. Markets are up and down at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Nvidia, messy. All right, coming up on that 3 minute mark. Let's see where some setups are here. PRTR to the downside. NVO, still no volume. Tesla lost the previous day close.
Yeah.
So that's dropping here a little bit. All right.
Yeah,
wow.
this is not looking
Some
good on
weakness.
anything yet.
Yeah. Seeing a lot of weakness across the board. We're going to slingshot back up here, or are we just going to slide our way into the red? Well, many tickers are in the red already that I'm watching. Nvidia.
Yeah. We certainly reddened up here more than we had.
Yeah. A lot of stuff was borderline previous day close and just dipping their toes in the red here. Tesla coming back up. AMD, same thing, coming back up. If we are going to be long here, I'm going to look for something hopefully above the VWAP. So, which you'll usually end up setting up as a, if I look at this 5 minute, as an engulfing pattern. So be on the lookout for a good engulfing pattern plus above the VWAP if we're going to go long. So right now I don't see anything like that. And if we're going to be weak, I don't see a good setup for something short right now. AMD could be the best entry to this party if we're going to go short, just because the way they somewhat have the move I like here, but it's not clean. Let's see. It's not clean, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, 5 minute mark. I did not find any good setup between that 3 to 5 minutes, so we're looking for some kind of pullback or direction here on any of these. But man, they're just going. Like I don't see anything pulling back right now. Shorted Tesla 241. Let's see Tesla. Yeah, good job, man. 241 right at the previous day close. Slightly below it actually. Let's see if we can get going. Nothing is clear, and it is this sell-off. I'm not trusting 100%, man. So I'm hesitant to go short. Like AMD is giving you possibly the best opportunity here because we're already below the previous day close. But I'm not trusting this short, Peter. How do you feel so far on what you see?
I certainly agree. I don't. This is not my type of movement or price action. I think the market's probably just going to be choppy here as it figures out where the winds are blowing.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to look any farther than Tesla to see a little bit of, chop here as it's gone green
Oh
again.
yeah, look at that. Back up. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's red again. Like it's just, yeah, I'm not getting a good feel for anything, to be honest.
Yeah. Look at this Tesla action, man. The right spike to the VWAP back below 241.50, 55, which is the previous day close. It's messy, messy. Andrews long Hertz. Let's see if he can get the continuation. Right now, it's just kind of messing around with him a little bit. Let's see. NVO losing the low of the day here. We're trying. And man, come on. Let's get into some good trading market. Let's behave on our last day of trading here. HIMS got like a nice 5-minute ORB type setup. Good pullback here. This will be your entry. I don't like this stock, but this is a good setup. Why Hertz is up? Bill Ackman took a position on it, and that's why you're getting the hype.
Again, doesn't feel like a huge position to me, but whatever. It's enough to move the market,
Yeah,
or at least move Hertz.
We're not getting anything clean. NVO losing that 57.79 level, and that is a daily level, I think. Yeah, it's a daily level. So it's 57.79. It's losing that there, and again, seems like it wants to go lower. Oh, we did get, look at that. We did get to almost 1,000 viewers, 927. So just some people woke up late today. Welcome, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to see you. We were wondering where our buddies, our trading buddies were today.
Where was everybody?
Morning. Or unless David texts his friends, hey, log in. It's a laptop giveaway today.
Yeah, that's right. Laptop day.
I'm kidding, David. We love you. We love you, man.
You'd think you wouldn't want to. You want to dilute the field so less competition.
That's true. That's true. Oh man. All right, let's see, guys. Yeah, laptop day today. So let's get those likes. I think 500 is reasonable. Let's see here. NVO, Tesla. Nothing is convincing me to go one way or the other here. I mean, it is, and I had such a great week, guys. So I really don't want to mess it up on my last day. Again, we shouldn't think like that. We should just trade neutral. But I had a great week, so I really don't want to go into this long weekend screwing this up. I want to take a good quality trade, maybe one or two, and win or lose doesn't matter. But I don't want to just trade to trade. And right now, I'm just not seeing it. There's something about this drop I just don't trust. I feel like the market is gonna just rip your face off if you go short. I do. I think it's gonna be a rip your face off type morning. POTR is getting above the VWAP here. Some people are taking BABA short. Yeah, oh good. If you took it, if you're in already, hopefully you can get the continuation here. But that looks nice breakdown there. What else? POTR, VWAP. Yeah, I was looking at that. Let's see. Do we get the breakthrough and then the retest and then the push up? Is usually what I like to see. Don't say that. I'm sure. No, I am not. Don't take my comments as facts. But I'm just telling you how I feel. how I feel is not what the market decides to do. So it's like my wife, like I don't feel like I look right. I'm like, you don't look like you feel. You look great, baby. You don't look like you feel. And that's the same thing here. Here's POTR, a good pop. Are we going to get a breakout here? Okay, guys, things seem to be picking a direction. NVO is no good. Tesla's moving up. AMD is trying to get to VWAP. I'm just scanning through here. POTR might be the one we can take long. If we retest the VWAP here and we go and we set ourselves above the VWAP, could be the one that we take long to the high of the day. But let's see. It's got to settle above the VWAP. Made some money on Nvidia and then realized it was in. Oh, been there, done that. Oh, but I lost money.
Yeah,
he was in paper money.
You did a little video about that. I was actually just watching you the other day, Carlos.
Yeah. Oh man, I did it the other way around. I thought I lost a lot of money, and the relief, man, it was just unreal. So, it just tells you how your mind plays all these games with you, man. Carlos, do you have an automated system in place for your trading besides the live trading daily? An automated system? No. This is it. You're seeing it right now. So there's no automation. Very manual. Tesla. Okay, Tesla's looking nice. How about POTR? All right, I'm gonna go long POTR. I think I like this setup here above the VWAP. Let's see if we can get the breakout. Our stop is going to be. So long POTR, our stop, I want to say I don't want to go below 93.59. That's kind of tight. But I think if we start settling below that, this might not be in play anymore. So long POTR, let's see where we go here. You sent me an email 3 times and you did not get a response? I don't believe that. That's unacceptable.
That doesn't sound like Carlos.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like me. Unless, was it you that sent 3 emails yesterday? If you sent 3 emails back to back yesterday, I think that might have been you. Yeah, you're not going to get a response yet. Give me 24, 40 hours. So that's, I don't consider that 3 emails like, from last week, week before, and week before that. Was that you, Daniel? Yeah. They sent me like 3 emails asking me different questions in different ways. I think that was you. But I'm still going to respond to you. But in corporate, when you say you sent me 3 emails, it makes it sound like you're following up on my last email from a week ago. All right, Danny, we'll take care of you. I got actually a lot of great emails yesterday because I told you guys email me on the DAS layout and all that good stuff. So I got a few of those last night. You'll get answers today on those. So thanks for reaching out. All right, long POTR. We're not getting the nice clean breakout that we will like here, but it looked good.
Semis are looking weak here.
Yeah. Semis. Carlos, do I trade only the 5-minute ORB at the strategy only? Yes. I do trade only the ORB. I do like breakouts. Like this was not an ORB. This is a VWAP breakout. I do like those. So let's see if we can get it here, but we're not getting the breakout at this moment. So SPY's messing with us. We don't want to see it go below here, guys. This is no good. So we'll take the test. But if it drops below that, we're getting out. And this is why I like manual stops, because it allows me not to get stopped out in situations like this one here. But we go below that, we settle below that, we're getting out of the trade. So let's see what happens. Looking weak here. And we can always get out and get back in. That's one thing that I was telling people yesterday. It happens all the time, right? Like you might get stopped out, but your setup might come back. John, no problem, man. I'll still respond to you even if you find your answer. I'll give you my take on it as well. But yeah, there's a lot of good information on Bootcamp at pcapitaltrading.com. So take a look at that, and there's tons of great information there. We did a great breakdown on the website there as well. So yeah, awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out POTR. We'll come back if it sets up above, but right now it's not looking pretty hot to the long side at the moment. I like MSTR today. MSTR. I don't know, man. I'm scared of this stock. I'll be honest. I don't like the spread. I don't like the price action. I not a fan. All right, let's see POTR. All right, so POTR is setting back up. I want the SPY to come with us though, man. I don't want to go against the SPY. Like, let's do some stuff here. All right, I'm gonna go back in on POTR. I do like this setup here. Better entry than we had before. We can afford a much lower stop now. Let's see if we can get the continuation. So back long on POTR. Let's see if this time it wants to treat us well. Nvidia low of the day. Today's energy sector is high. Look at XOM. Wow, blast from the past. XOM. Yeah, we got a little action here on XOM. It does look rangy, but man, this stock can be so explosive. I think it just wants to go, man. We just gotta see it. I think it wants to go. It just messed with us. Here we go. Okay, let's get it done. POTR just messed with us here, but I unfortunately had to stop out of it on that first round. Let's see if we can get the move higher. Wild work. Netflix popped up nicely. We're expecting good earnings. Yes, Netflix earnings tonight. Peter, you're joining us. You start your vacation. Oh no, I'm bugging. Your vacation is in 3 weeks from now.
No, I got 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday.
2 weeks. Yes. Awesome, man. How the legs feel?
Feeling fine right now. It's my back I'm more worried about. But anyways, that's a whole different problem.
Yeah. Yeah, POTR is giving us a hard time, but I think it has a not a thing. I think it has a good opportunity. We never know what's going to happen, but I think we have a good shot to at least have the day. We'll be very happy with that. Okay, here we go. POTR. Come on, baby. Let's it's going. I like the ask on this. And if the SPY can help us, SPY's not giving us no help. SPY is just like, it's just messing around sideways, and it's just not doing anything on this thing. Andrew's long POTR too, so I like that. Andrew's long POTR, that's always good. Good thoughts there.
His trades look very much like yours. He had the same stop out, same re-entry.
Nice. Let's get the high of the day. I think we. Oh, okay, here we go. Come on, there we go. Nice job, POTR. If we break to the high of the day, this could be really nice too. Let's see if we can get that going. So partial here. Andrew's taking a partial, so I think Andrew's following me. It's always nice when you have someone that's so skilled and you take the same trade as they do. It just kind of verifies your position as what you're thinking is the same thing that somebody else is looking at. So that is also great. Does anyone? Let's see here. We get stocks in play for the day. Does anyone know how I can get the stocks in play for the day? ElviraTradingTerminal.com. That is what I look for every single morning. So I'll show you the scanners in a second here. So long POTR for the VWAP breakout. Did not work the first time. Now we're getting towards the high of the day. Let's go. Yes. Okay, guys. High of the day there on POTR. Andrew, please tell me you're in it. Yes, Andrew's taking some partial. Hopefully he didn't get out. Another partial from Andrew. Very nice. Guys, look at Andrew's trading here. Let me show you. Here it is. No, that's not Andrew's trading. This is Andrew's trading. So here's Andrew's trade. He's showing Tesla now. Oh, he's in Tesla too. So he's taking a partial there as well. So good stuff. But when he brings back his POTR tray, I'll show it to you. All right, I'm gonna SPY's breaking out above VWAP, so that's good. I don't want to stay too long in this party if we're not gonna break out, but I think we got potential.
Yeah, you said you wanted the support of the market, so now you're getting it a little bit. But
yeah, it's finally started to do something.
Pretty wimpy day so far. Lethargic price action here.
All right, I might take a defensive partial here. I don't want to bring back a lot to my break even. So if we start getting close, I'm gonna take another defensive partial. SPY is pushing higher though. I think we want to go here. Come on. Here it is. The breakout's happening. Looking at level 2, seeing if we have any big ask on level 2. I don't see anything that's showing a disbalance to the upside. But the price action looks interesting. On it. Oh. It's struggling. Like POTR wants to go, but it's just having such a tough time going here. All right. It's now or never. Well, that's not true. That's a lie. It is never now or never. This is now or later or not at all. But there's never that. Yeah, that's sorry. That's a lie. We correct ourselves. We correct ourselves very quickly on the show. All right, friends. Remember, we are giving annual membership or laptop giveaway today, but we need those likes a little bit higher, as Jay Powell calls Peter to find out what his next move is going to be. Hit those thumbs up, man. We appreciate it. We're sitting right now at 391. 500 guesses into that laptop giveaway territory. So we'd love to have that there. I'm going to take another partial here because we're struggling just way too much in this area, man. Like we're just having such a tough time breaking out of this. So another partial, and let's see if this time we can get going. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Yes. There we go. Look at the ask coming in now, man. That is awesome. The ask are they're just piling in on this breakout. So maybe we're pushing the sellers out. Buyers are taking control. Another great pop like this would be awesome. Let's see here. 95. I'm going to take another partial here just in case. This is a really good trade. We're not coming back below 94.50. We're just not going to let that happen. Membership. Yeah, let's do it, guys. Membership. 419. Ooh, we're right there. 81 more. We're right there. This way. It's funny. We say 81 more, but we're going to give it away anyway, even if we don't get it. But just help the channel. Just help the channel. Like, we do say that, but we love you guys. We love giving away stuff. So help the channel, and we'll appreciate it. Might be a slow grind here for POTR. So we got the 9 coming in here. Hopefully we can follow that trend. But if it does go higher, it's a slow grind. All right, we'll see if we take a partial at break even, or do we get all out now? We'll have to see. All right, friends, what did you guys do today? Well, what did you guys get any breakouts that were available here? There was a few possible breakouts as the SPY moved above VWAP. HIMS. All right, HIMS. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is I don't like the way the price action trades on this thing, but it is moving higher. But I'm not a fan of the price action on HIMS, right? So it's just my personal preference. MSTR, no, not a big fan of MSTR. So I don't see that, but if you took that breakout, nice. POTR, okay, I think the fun is over. Do we want to get out of POTR? I feel like if I get out, I feel like if I get out, it's just gonna shoot up to 95.46. But let's see. Yeah, fun is over on this thing. So all out on POTR. Again, we got a great move on it. It can still go up, but I'm so close to my entry here. I just don't want to bring it back. So cool. Cool. If you got a better entry anywhere down here, then you still can hold through this pullback if you got a better entry. I have a problem giving back all my gains. I don't know what should I do. Any advice?
Well,
that's a lot you could do here. I'll let Peter jump on that.
Yeah, I mean, every time someone says that, there's a slightly facetious but simple answer, right? So if you have gains, that's good. That means you're making money. If you're giving them back, the simple answer is stop trading. Like, you've got to start doing the math and assess. Are you really good at the open trades? Maybe your opening 5-minute trade is your specialty, and you need to figure out how you double down on that, or just milk that. And then don't be afraid. You do not get paid for time in the market. Time in the market is good for training purposes, but when it comes actually time to execute, right? You get paid for trading smartly and managing your risk. And if in your case that means managing risk means you take those first 1, 2, or 3 trades and then stop and leave for the rest of the day, there's nothing wrong with that. You can make an entire career off of trading, just that open if that's what you're really good at. Again, the analogy is, I'm training for a marathon right now, but if you're a sprint specialist and you'd run the 100-meter dash, you're not like, 100 meters, I only made it a quarter of the way around the track. I better run some more. You're done. Your race is over. That's okay. So, take the money and run.
Yeah.
Again, it's as tough to do as it's simple to say.
Yep. So true. So I started reading this book again for the second time. I'm a big fan of Habits.
Yep.
So I just love the comparison that you can to Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits by James Clear. There's so much you could learn there and apply to trading. It is just amazing. So I'm starting to read it again. I read it twice already, and I think it was maybe you that mentioned this, Peter, and I heard this before also. Like, if you have, it's better to read one great book a couple of times than 1,000 books once, right?
Right.
So it's a really good book. So you could get a lot of lessons from there too, as far as discipline, and making sure you're not making the same mistakes over and over again, and rewarding your small wins. There's a lot of great messages that can help too, right? So kind of reading these psychological books, because at this point it's not a technical thing, right? It's more psychology and discipline. So definitely. Yes, Netflix today will be live. Let me set up the link right now. Let's set up a All right. Really good question. Andrew has his hands up. That usually means a good day. So very nice. Not a contradiction, but also my psychology really improved once I really honed in by technical edge. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's combined, right? It's not one or the other, right? This is why we talk about uh, the psychology, the three things, three pillars, right? Psychology, technology, psychology, and strategy, right? These are three things that have to work together. You can't have one without the other two. You can't have two without the other one and be a consistent trader, right? So you need all three, right? But usually what we see is with working with a lot of traders is that they'll get technology, they'll get the strategy, and the ones that it's hard to kind of go over the hump is on psychology, right? And there's just a slew of things that jump into that thing there. Look at PLTR now. It wants to go. Look at that. So yeah. So if you had a good and I kind of said it, this is a great place to bounce. But if you had a good entry, it is what it is. But if you had a good entry, you could have survived. I was not going to bring back anything after almost $1 plus move. So that's okay. But the markets are coming back. NVO, Tesla, man. So a lot of stuff was ugly today, actually.
Yeah. I was looking for, I've been watching Nvidia here. I was looking for a short on Nvidia maybe when it bounced off the VWAP, but I didn't really trust it, so I haven't taken the trade. Maybe I should
Got
have,
it.
but yeah.
Yeah, close to VWAP. I mean, it looks good for a possible test, hopefully of 102, which is the low of the day. So it looks like it does want to drop down here. Would you take Nvidia long based on the 5-minute ORB at VWAP? Would I take Nvidia long? No, I wouldn't take Nvidia long here. Me personally, it's just this is the middle zone, right? I do not like taking trades in the middle zone, and the middle zone is here, right? Now it's breaking down, but the middle zone is here. So here, I don't like going long or short. It can go either way. If I want to go short, I want to get in close to the VWAP. Short here. If I want to go long, I want to get close to a support level. This middle zone, it can go either way, and the risk to reward just doesn't make sense, right? So it's a tough trade. Like when Peter was looking to get into it, it was probably all the way up here. He kind of missed it a little bit here. That's what we like, but that middle zone we talk about a lot can work out, but ideally it's not type A. All right. Andrew's in the building. Say good morning to him. Don't ask him for a laptop. Say good morning to him first. And then say, hey, membership laptop. But say good morning first. There you go. Welcome. Yeah, but blow him up. Like, tag him a lot. Does he get dinged when people tag him? There might be a sound. I don't think there is, right? Not on YouTube. All right, well, we'll tag him anyways. There you go. Tag Andrew. Tag his name. Put at Andrew. At Bearwood Trace. It'll come right up. Let's blow him up. All right. Let's see. Nvidia. Wow, Peter, this would have been a good short. Did you dabble in it or no?
No, it would have worked, but I just I didn't love the setup, to be honest.
Yeah. So. Mr. Solution, you mean early 9:45? Because I see what you're looking at. So you're saying, well, we have taken Nvidia at 9:45 long here. Long? No, I wouldn't have taken it long there. I'm not a V reversal type trader. This is kind of like a V reversal back to VWAP. You can. This is a good setup. This is a great candle, but that's just not in my. It's not in my trade book, man. So there are people that do trade that, but it's just not in my trade book. So didn't touch that. But you can. There are some people that do trade like that. All right, let's see what we got going on here. NVO, AMD, PLTR was good. BABA continues to break down. Continues to head lower. This could have been a good setup on the 5-minute. Yes, pig wrestler. Lots of sideways action today. There is a ton actually that just went sideways. Guys, so I'm posting more on Instagram, starting to get more active, and on X. So give me a follow if you guys use any of those. I'm gonna try to put funny stuff. I like to be funny, but I think I'm funny. I don't know. I like humorous stuff. That's better, humorous stuff, and but also educational. So yeah. So here's my X. Follow me here, and then where's my Instagram? Peter, I had a hard time finding you on Instagram. I mean, I'm sorry, on X. I couldn't. I kept putting Peter, and it wouldn't come up. And I'm like, 'cause I wanted to tag you on something. This morning, I finally found it. But when I was doing it on my phone, usually I type Peter and it comes up right away. But this time I found it.
BBT Peter. That's me.
Chloe or 78. I don't know if it's Chloe or Shodi 78 says Peter blocked me. He probably did. Because I blocked this
look
fool.
at that. Nvidia is at low of day, so that trade would have worked, but
Yeah.
I didn't jump in.
Yeah, that would have worked. Yeah,
Tisk on me. Look,
yeah.
you're right, Carlos. I need a bigger sign.
Need a bigger sign, man. It needs to have some lights and some blinking, some flashing.
Oh.
Oh man. All right, and I just sent over the IG one. If you guys want to follow me, I would love to connect with you there. So definitely reach out to me. You can message me there. You can email me. Try to get back to everybody. And just have some fun. Share ideas. And what I do is I won't follow you back. If your account is private, I respect your privacy. I won't follow you back. But if you want me to follow you back and your account is private, just let me know and I'll follow you back. But if it's private, I'm not gonna request a follow. Some people want to keep things separate.
Looking at Apple here. Apple looking weak underneath the VWAP.
Yes. Are we going? It's only 10:09. Wow, it's early. I thought it was a little bit later, but we have a lot of time to find more opportunities. Apple. Hussein is asking. So Hussein is asking, do you add to your position when a trade is going against you to lower your average entry price, or do you always add to winning positions? Averaging down, that's called averaging down. That is the devil. My biggest losses have been doing that. I don't do that. I'm telling you, there could be a gun to my head. I am not averaging down. You'd have to kill me. I'm not averaging down. It's
look, in fairness, we have to make the distinction between averaging down and averaging in, right?
Yes.
If you've got a strategy where you say, I'm only taking a portion of my risk or a portion of my size, if we get a pullback, I will enter more at this level with, you have to have a full plan, right? I know exactly where I'm going to get all out. I know how I'm looking to manage this trade. That's different, right? A lot of very mature traders and especially the proprietary trading firms and the brokerage houses will do that. Well, they will average into a trade, but it's always with that full risk in mind, right? If you're already at your risk level and then you say, well, let me just add some more and maybe it'll help me get back to even faster, that's the devil. That's the averaging down, and you don't do that.
Yeah. So yeah, averaging down is and I always say this is with a plan, right? Like some people they average in, right, which is different, or they add to a position. What is the risk, right? If I jump into a trade, let's look at our example today. Here's PLTR. If I jump in here and my job is to risk, okay, I'm going to risk, $250 here, and that's my full risk I want to risk on this trade, then I can't just start increasing my risk and adding, now another number of shares risking 500. That's averaging down to me. Now, if your plan from the beginning is, I want to risk a total of 500, so I'm going to get in here half the position, risking only 250. I'm going to get another half here now, risking only another 250 with the total risk that you planned for of 500. Okay, that's fine. To me, you plan that. That's called, having a plan in place. But if you're just randomly, adding position as the price goes lower, then you're averaging down. Don't confuse that for, I had this plan. No, you didn't. I've done that before where things run pretty far up, but I still feel like, man, I feel like it can keep going, although it's a little bit extended. I have taken half a position, right, to reduce my risk, knowing that, hey, you know what? If it comes back down to VWAP, I'm going to add in the rest. You have to have that plan beforehand for day trading. Long-term investments is very different. You have a whole different criteria for that. Swing trading is very different. But for day trading, I think that's the way you have to do it. But you have to have that before you go into trade. If you start making your plan after you're in the trade, your emotions are involved now, and that's never good, right? So just be honest with yourself. Have a good definition of what you're doing, As more sideways action all over the place. Look at look at Tesla, Peter. That's probably the ugliest we've seen Tesla. That is pretty nasty.
Yeah, Tesla's pretty choppy today. A little ugly.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. Okay, perfect. No, we don't finance finesse. We don't trade crypto. I do have like $100 in coin. We put in $100. I don't know for what it was for, but I think is Andrew's $100. I think we used for that, and that's still sitting there. I gotta check. Does it go? I don't know if it goes up or down. I have no idea. So we were testing something. I forgot what it was. But there's like $100 sitting in an account there that I haven't checked. Sure hasn't done anything. It's probably, if anything, it's probably went down.
Do you look? I've got a friend. I just realized. You must get these. Everybody gets these, right? Can you see my friend?
Well, what is it? Spider or?
Yeah, I got like a house spider. He's up there at the ceiling line up there.
Yeah.
I just noticed. It's hard to get the camera close enough. But
no, let's see it.
It's just a little house spider, but
yeah.
I'm like, oh.
This morning there was a skunk just in front of my house, and usually I don't see them in the morning. And there was a skunk in front of the house, and he's just like he was walking very weird, man. You could smell it. He wasn't spraying, but you could smell it. And he was just walking around the house, in front of the house, and I was like, what is he doing? It seemed like he was just sniffing, like something was wrong with him. Like, I'm like, just, if you're gonna die, don't die here. Just go down the block. I don't want to have to deal with this. But he was like sniffing, and he kept looking at me and sniffing, and he was hopping around. I'm like, just, if you're looking for a place to rest and go bye-bye, don't do it here, man. I don't have to deal with that. All right. He ate some of Andrew's mushrooms. He was very weird, man. Very weird. I took a
Yeah,
video of it. Yeah.
some tainted garbage, something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
He ate something funky for sure. He wants to be petted. No way. No way. All right, markets. What we got going on here, guys? Markets are dropping. Tesla below the previous day close. Are we going short? Let's see where the action is. BABA was actually a decent short. Wow, Peter, your Nvidia would have been just
I know.
awesome, man. Did this I know it's not a great setup, but this thing really turned out nice.
Tell me about it.
UNH.
I did try and follow my advice here, and I took Apple short. I'm hoping to get a move down to maybe even previous day close, but it's really holding out at this level. So
It's weird. Everything else is selling off except Apple. Like that's a lot of stuff here.
Apple has had this tendency of not following the market. So
Yeah. Can you guys please explain Granite Shares 2 levers that Andrew uses? Are they beneficial for a smaller account? So you're talking about NVDL. And so there's some other ones, right? So Granite Shares is the name of the brokerage or whoever owns this thing. So if you go to their website, you're going to see NVDL. You're going to see other type of stocks that they have 2 times leverage for, right? I don't know what they're called. Would they be called a broker, Peter? What would that be? They'll be they're the financial.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
let's call it broker. I'm not sure if that's correct, but they're the ones that are holding the leverage for NVDL. As far as trading with a smaller account, yes, it is more manageable because it is $30 opposed to Nvidia being, which is not that expensive now anyway. It's 101, so you can get more shares. But the thing is here, you got to understand this is going to move a lot more aggressive. At the end of the day, just manage your risk accordingly. Like, don't worry about how many shares you can take. If you're going to risk $100, you could risk $100 on NVIDIA. If you're going to risk $100, you could risk $100 on NVIDIA. I think that's what you got to focus on more, right? The importance of how much you're risking. Leverage is going to move a lot faster. It's going to happen 10 times fast, not 10 times, 2 times faster or 1 point something, opposed to what the actual stock is going to trade. But when you're starting out, even if you have a small account, focus on the amount you're risking. Don't worry too much about, leverage. Just focus on the amount you're risking and that you're stopping out when you need to. I think that's the most important part. Some of these leverage ones are great to day trade. Do not think about swing trading this stuff. That is dangerous, especially if you're a new trader. Peter, what's your thoughts on it?
I agree with you. I don't have much to add.
Yeah,
Ditto.
it's just focus on the amount you're risking is the more important thing, because usually, and I'm not saying this is your case, but when we get this question is because people with smaller accounts, traders with smaller accounts, they want to take more shares, right? And they're thinking about how much they can make. And once you start thinking like that, then you're thinking about the money and the outcome and not the process. And I'm not saying that's your case, but usually when I'm working with new traders, I tell them you got to get away from that mentality starting out. Got to focus on the process, right? So
yeah. A small account, in my opinion, is not a barrier to being able to effectively trade. People are always like, "Well, I can't trade like the big stocks if I have a small account." Or, you know what? You can still trade anything. I don't care how small your account is. You just trade fewer shares. And yeah, it may seem like absurdly few shares. You may be trading 5 or 10 shares or something. Then if that's what your account size allows, then that's what you trade. Now, usually you can trade more than that, even a $5,000 account, right? But the point is, you just trade what you can, manage your risk accordingly. You can build from there, right? You need to prove that you're able to trade successfully, I guess, in a repeatable fashion first, irrespective of the size. So
I'm missing this flush, man. I don't see anything. I was looking to join this this short party, but I don't see anything that has a good risk reward. POTR might be the best one, but POTR already has dropped so much from the highs here. I don't trust it to go lower. And some of the moves are already done. NVO is not moving. Tesla could be a good one because Tesla is just right below all this area of levels previous day close. This could be a good short here if we're going to drop. This could be a good one.
AMD's just hit a low of day, so is Nvidia. Apple is just, it's being difficult for me.
Man, what a shame that Apple's not following the market right now like everything else is. It's in a perfect risk to reward by the VWAP there. And you got some nice room to the downside to get to that low of the day. Yeah, Tesla's the best thing I see right now. Besides Apple, but Apple's not treating Peter nice, so I don't want to join down. But that one is also another one that's good for the risk to reward to the downside. And Nvidia, wow, Nvidia was, look at this, man. This is just down to 101.49, which is the low of the no, not the low of the pre-market. What is this? It's a daily level I have on here. So coming up on a daily level.
Yeah. See, that's I would have got 30-cent risk on that trade had I entered it properly. $2
Wow.
$2 reward so far. So
Yeah.
well, a buck 80, so 6 to 1. That oh well.
Yeah, yep. All right, guys, we're doing an awesome job with the likes. 483. That is, you know what? 484. I just hit the like button. Peter, have you hit the like button?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. All right, I just did now, so. There we go. There was a comment on one of the, so after we're done with this YouTube live, right? What happens is it saves as a regular video. And someone commented, I guess they're watching the video after, they left a comment on the video. These videos are so boring. Like, why not just make short clips? I'm like, well, if you're watching it after the fact, I don't see how you can get a lot of value, right? You got to be actually live for it to make sense. Like, I wouldn't sit here and watch this for another, after hours. It's just doesn't make sense at that point. So I guess that's what they were watching. So they were saying, hey, make the video shorter just when you take the trade. I'm like, how can you do that on a live on a live stream? Doesn't work that way. So
the point is to be here live with you in the market. Hey, if you're watching this afterwards, we appreciate you. Thank you for being here. But it's going to be a less invigorating experience. Hey, watch us in like 2 times speed. And
that's
true.
All goes fast. Good point. Yep. Sonny, has any mod won at the laptop as of yet? No, and that's why me and Peter are not happy about that because we're on YouTube every day. We probably are the most active as far as longevity, and our name, it does come up, but we don't win. I have seen my name on the little wheel thing, but haven't won yet. So I just want to win to win. I don't care about the laptop or the membership, obviously, but I just want to win to say I won.
Yeah, so, I want my name to come up just so I can say, ha!
Yeah, exactly.
We never get it in redraw. But,
yeah. That's it.
Finance Finesse. I do keep the Camarillo pivot points on my chart just as a reference. I don't actively trade off of them, but it's nice when they support a move I'm looking at or support a position. I use the DOS trading platform, so I can't comment to the ones you're sending, ones that were set up specifically on TradingView by Chipmunk. I don't know what they are. I don't know their configuration, so I can't comment to them. Oh, look at Nvidia. Oh, it's so painful. Romo again. Look at me sitting in Apple, back in my break even here, just chomping around here, doing nothing.
Man.
Horrible.
Andrew's watching Nvidia. Is he in short or he's waiting for a reversal opportunity? I think. because he's watching it closely here, but I don't see he's in it
Mm.
yet, unless he's in NVDL, which I doubt he would be.
Yeah, I don't think he's in it. I'm not sure. Oh, but geez, Nvidia, why?
Tesla's doing the move. I thought about Tesla, man. We had a good entry at 241.50. I did mention it to you guys. So if you're in a good situation to take it, great. Um, Look at that low of the day. Anybody take Tesla low? This is looking good now. Boom, done. Maybe one and done for me. Excellent. Took $1.10 move on Nvidia. Very nice. Very nice.
Apple, Apple, come on, Apple, you suck, Apple.
Man, why is Apple playing hard to get, man? What is going on? Apple just fall in line. Everything is dropping. Apple's over here doing other stuff. Wow, it is holding nicely. AMD down. NVO
Yeah,
crappy. PLTR, look at PLTR. Previous day close. I mean, who wants to go into a long weekend holding something? 2 tweets and you could wake up to a
SPY
mess.
just went red. The Qs are red. They have been for a couple minutes here. So
Yeah. Oh, Amazon. You guys did not remind me to look at Amazon. It's my new favorite stock. Um, yeah, 2 days this week. It treated us very, very well. Um, yeah, we forgot to look at Amazon. I don't see how I would have taken any of these trades anyway, so it would have not worked out. Because minute 3, we already to extend it. Yeah, there would have not been a trade for us on Amazon today. Any data, Peter? No, right? We don't have anything coming out at 10. Looks like at 10 is
no,
10ish. No, nothing. Okay.
no. There's the 10:30. We've got the Atlanta Fed, the GDP now number. That's not usually a big market mover. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Expected to be at 2.2 negative 2.2%.
Yeah.
I'll let you know in a minute here what that number actually looks like. That's really it.
Amanda, I've been stuck holding Nvidia at SMCI since the end of March. What's your time frame? I mean, it's depends on your time frame. If you're thinking based on the emoji face, it sounds like the time frame was not long, right? But
Here we go. Is this it
depends on your time
finally?
frame.
Come on, Apple.
Wow. Do not listen to BG. BG says average down. Do not listen to BG. Do your own plan. Somebody block BG. Can we block him in chat? Oh man. Let's see. Nvidia. Some man that's been holding since March. All right, so March is not that bad. March is not February or December or November.
Here we go.
Right?
All right.
You got it?
10:30 alarm.
Okay.
Might be reversal time. I don't know. We'll see. This market is.
I think that's what Andrew's waiting for. He's looking at Nvidia. I think he's waiting for a possible reversal here. Usually after a big drop like this, the next thing is a nice reversal up.
Where's the number? I don't see the Atlanta Fed GDP now number. Natural gas storage levels came out. That's not something I normally look at or tell you guys about.
Yeah.
Finally, there we go. All right, now I can take a partial on Apple.
Nice. You got the drop finally.
Finally.
Oh,
Took a lot
wow.
of patience on that.
But you got a nice drop here, man. It all came at once. But I can see.
So because that's the level I was looking for to the low of the day, essentially. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a good solid move. Now we're going down. If we can get
Wow,
previous day
wow.
close, that would be good too.
Nice, man.
And to be very patient on this one.
What time did you get in? You got in. You was in it for like
Well,
15
I
minutes, right?
actually I got in originally at 10:09, and then I put my stop too tight, and I got stopped out. So then I
Okay.
re-entered. I re-entered again at 10:13 right after the stop,
Okay.
and I put my stop
Yeah.
properly above those little spike highs that it had at the
Yeah.
VWAP,
Nice.
and yeah, then I had to just sit and wait. So
Yeah. Yeah.
really bounced back here off of that. I didn't get
Yeah.
a partial down towards previous day close. We'll see if it can get down there again.
All right, so I had poor trade management. Was originally trying to scalp, and it went in down after hours. Yeah, that news destroy the semis. But yeah, I hope that we can get a bounce and you can get back into the green. You know.
You suck,
So
Apple.
yeah, reversal time. Andrew's in Nvidia. He's in NVDL. He's in, or he short? I can't tell.
NVDL. No, he's long.
It's long. Okay.
Yeah. He's just
Yeah.
tried it a
All right.
couple of times here on NVDL. So
He's long. Okay. Wow. Look at Apple.
see, I just got stopped the rest at break even here on Apple. That was
The
not
madness.
that was not as good as I'd hoped. For whatever reason, the Atlanta Fed, the GDP Now number has not come out. I don't
Mm,
have it for you guys, so I don't know what it says, but based on the market, it doesn't look like it said anything important. Or maybe it hasn't come out yet. I don't know.
yeah. Let's take
Normally,
a
I get
look.
these numbers pretty instantly, but
Yeah. Google big drop here. Kind of the same thing Apple did, right? Apple just kind of reacted to the data, I guess, the numbers coming out, because Apple was not having any of this sell off into just recently. So looks like both Apple and Google are just reacting to that, and Apple somehow just slingshot back to VWAP.
hmm
So Apple long breaks to the long side here, or we're just gonna get stuck in the range again. I love the VWAP breakout. Um, I think I might like this long.
I don't trust any directional movement right now, so not sure what to think.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't like the SPY's not continuing its reversal. The SPY's got to continue that reversal. It's trying to put in. I think that's going to help things move higher. But Apple's is like the best risk to reward right now, but there's not a high confidence it's going to blow through this area here. But the risk to reward
Apple's
is
fine.
just. Yeah, yeah.
I'm grumpy with Apple right now,
I don't blame
and
you.
I'm
It makes
still
you wait. It makes you
yeah
wait. It drops quickly. You took a partial. At least you got something out of it.
yeah.
And then it says, "That's all you get, Peter. I'm gonna stop you out now."
I know.
That is rude. That's very rude of you,
Makes me
Apple.
wait. Slips the the clothes off the shoulder, and then slams the door in my face. That's what a tease.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I'm still, I have to admit, I'm still angry staring at Nvidia here. Not angry, just frustrated. Look at this move that I missed.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it was right there. I had the call. I just didn't take it. So,
yeah. This is
oh
a
well.
$3 drop, man, from where you were looking to enter. That's
Yeah.
and not just how big the drop is, it's how clean it is. Because when you have a drop like this one, there's no test of your entry. Like there's no
No, I
need for you
know.
to get out. So you'll be riding this all the way down to that
I
level
know.
100. So
It's 10 to 1. 10 to 1 return on this if had I gotten in and held. So, oh well.
yeah. Fine. Yeah, this is again. I love these plays, but I didn't see it in time. I love this pullback here, but was not watching it. And I think I think I was still in POTR at that time, wasn't I? I was just getting out of POTR on my last partial. Tesla was the one that I was thinking about getting in and didn't pull the trigger on. And look at this, guys. It is continuing to drop. Pig Wrestler, are you in? Mohammed, Nvidia, you in that one?
Yeah, you called
Georgie.
Tesla on that one, so
Yeah, I'm short there. Okay, good. All right, so somebody's getting paid at least. That's good. As long as somebody's taking the money, we're happy. Very, very nice. Short POTR 94. Yeah, POTR is another one. 94. Very nice. Yeah, right here. Loss of this level. Another beautiful short as well on POTR. T-Man, you caught part of Nvidia? T-Man caught part. I'm assuming you're talking Nvidia. You are in Tesla but not convinced. Well, it depends who you are in, right? If your entry was up here, you should definitely be convinced because you got a nice move already. If your entry is a little bit lower, then I get the hesitation, but it looks weak, Pig Wrestler. I mean, this thing looks like it wants to go lower, and the SPY is not turning around. I mean, it is down, down, down. Look at the Qs now, more down pressure. SPY, more down pressure. So don't know what's going to happen, but I think you're in the best possible situation given everything else. Here, the next pullback. Okay. Yeah, that would have been the only pullback to join the party. So I see what you got in there. All right, let's see. Weakness is continuing. AMD short as well.
All right, guys. How are you, Carlos?
Hey, good morning, Andrew. How are you, my friend?
I am good. I'm trying to catch this freaking, put it in the chat room, catch this
Yeah.
freaking reversal on Nvidia is just difficult.
It's coming. After a drop like this, we're gonna get this. But yeah, it's giving us a hard time here. That's for sure. It is not playing nice.
Let me see. Yeah, it looks like maybe this is the time. Add a little bit more on it. 29.30. Okay, let's see if we can actually get this freaking reversal on Nvidia. Come on.
Oh.
VDL, which is exactly tracking Nvidia. Maybe this is the time.
Yeah, I got a bit of a bounce here just before the 100 level. SPY and Qs are kind of looking like they're going to hold here for a while.
So 5 minutes on the Nvidia just made a new high. We'll see if it can actually hold it or not. This level was a super obvious level from yesterday, which we bounced back.
And Google really tanked, eh? Holy cow. Is there some news on Alphabet? Wow, it really dropped.
Wow, yeah, this must be a news at 10:30.
It was at 10:30 numbers, right, Peter? I think Peter had them.
Well, I was looking for the GDP now number. It now finally has come out. It came out right at the target of a negative 2.2. So that was the only real economic data. Natural gas storage levels are down, but
no, that the Google, there must be a news on it. Maybe I don't know, antitrust lawsuit or something. But the GDP of US was minus 2.3.
No, that's the Well, that's the Atlanta Fed estimate of the GDP levels. Yes, negative 2.2.
Oh,
So
that's good. All right, so Nvidia is going up. I'm long Nvidia, guys. So
Nice.
it seems that we got this freaking reversal on Nvidia.
Yeah, we got a nice bounce going on in the markets right now.
Are you in this with me, Brian?
No, I didn't trade this one. No,
All right,
been I've
perfect.
been shorting it all the way down here. And I tried that one long, didn't really work.
So I partial sum at 30.32.
Yeah,
I'm
nice.
very negative for the day. Let's see if I actually can survive from this one. NVDA market is
Big
coming
order
back.
at 102. I don't know if it's going to get there though. It's going to have to get through the 20 EMA too.
Everything is bouncing. PLTR is also bouncing.
Yeah, PLTR went from red to green again. Google bounced back. Alphabet. Wow, a lot of bouncing on everything here.
It's the NVDA. He bounced back from that level again. Look at the daily chart. It's the exactly level yesterday. It was a huge doji. So if you can get bounced on those ones.
SPY is coming up to PDC on from the downside. So
Yeah, nice. Also getting along on PLTR at 93.32, adding a little bit more at 93.60. Let's see if we can get popped to 94 on the VWAP. Looks like a bullish 5-minute candlestick. I don't know why the market is bouncing, but it looks like we have some room to go up for PLTR.
yeah, PLTR is well, VWAP. It's coming up from under the VWAP. So
Stop me out, huh?
yeah.
Big, what did you trade? Nvidia short through call puts, very nice. SPY, very nice, Abby. Nice. Let's see if Nvidia is going higher. Ah,
Yeah, that pullback was bought, which right off of yesterday's low.
not a bad idea to add a little bit here on NVDL 3022. Let's see if we can get another pop. 5 minutes on NVDA. We can get to maybe the moving average on 5 minutes. Is NVDA better to 102, you said, or 101? I don't
There's a
know.
big
I mean,
order. There's a big order at 102, but I
hopefully
don't
we
know if
get
it's going
there.
to get there. Like I said, because it's got to get through this 20 EMA.
All right, let's see if we can get that NVDA. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I am extremely negative. 5-minute moving average on Nvidia is coming around 101.19. PLTR is also going up toward the VWAP. I'm long PLTR and Nvidia. See, PLTR is going to go to the VWAP. Come on, Nvidia. Q SPY went back green. Yeah, PLTR is nice. See if you can
SPY
get
is
to
back.
pop.
SPY and the IWM went back green.
So PLTR is almost at the VWAP. Do you think it's going to pop a little bit above the VWAP? I think so. Candlestick at 1040 is very bullish. Let's see if it survive. Market. Well, it was a really bad sell-off.
I don't know. It seems like this is sort of last trading day of the week price action. Now maybe volume's gonna drop off here.
It's that piece of garbage, Hertz. Look, honestly, I had a good trading day, except that I lost big on the Hertz at the open. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but overall, it was really good. Like Nvidia is profitable. Let's see if you can pop up a little bit more. Even PLTR, I'm green. Not a lot, but
Yeah, PLTR was a decent trade for you.
up. Nvidia on 5 minutes gets to 101.19, which is a moving average. I would be happy. May not. We'll see.
Yeah, SPY is literally stuck at yesterday's close right now. Same with IWM.
Truth for Nvidia. What did President say?
I think, yeah, it looks like Qs are trying to, or may try to go green here.
Fake, fake tweet.
SPY going green.
Push coming. TR, I'm still hoping that we can get to 94.
Uh, yeah, no, just nothing there for the SPY to keep going. Just like I said, volume's really dropping off here. So this may be what we were looking at for the rest of the day, or at least until kind of break out of a range here.
Mhm. So Nvidia is pulling back. I just did hit the. Yeah, I'm getting out of Nvidia, guys. It's Nvidia did exactly hit the 9 moving average and 5-minute chart is now going down. So going down. I think the next.
Yeah, I think yeah, it's like what I say when we spend too long trying to break out, or spend too long trying to break down, whatever it is, either the shorts or the longs just get um, impatient.
No, I'm red. Well, I'm red. Very red. Um,
Okay, yeah, it looks like Qs are starting to break down again. Maybe it's same with the SPY. We may be just stuck in a range here, though. Like I said, I don't know what you know what's going to happen because we're like I said, we're going into a long weekend here. This is the last trading day of the week. All right, so it looks like Nvidia retesting this low day here. Like I've been saying, Nvidia is almost like it's lost its meme status. It was stripped, no longer a meme play, no longer buy the dip. PLTR is still a bit of a buy the dip trade. How many screens do I have? As far as trading goes, I have two screens basically. I've got my main screen that I do all my trading on, and then I have a screen that has basically 6 charts on it. Two of them are always the SPY and the Qs, and just pretty much recently in Nvidia, Tesla, always there. And then PLTR I've been watching fairly frequently. So just basically two screens. Then I have one screen for Bookmap. I have another screen for news scanners. So I'll run TWS, my IBKR account on that one as well. So that's 4. And then I have a screen for chat room stuff. So that's 5. And then I have another laptop that I just use for if I'm swing trading for my swing trades. So if I wasn't in the chat room, basically 4 screens. Yeah, I do. I mean, they're just like 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, here we go with Nvidia. It's gonna break 100 here. Here we go. See if it gets there. There's a big order there at 100. You know, 50, 59,000, 60,000 shares sitting there. No, it's like, sorry, it's 600,000. You watch if that starts to go, that'll break really fast. So it bounced a bit. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what they're showing on the level 2. 600,000 shares, 602,000, give or take. And we're getting close.
Guys, I want to show you my new trading buddy. This is what I got recently. A little happy Buddha. Say hi.
Are you going to take, is that your gift that you're taking to Chairman Mao?
No, this is gift to myself. I want to put it next to me here. So whenever I'm actually angry or I'm going on tilt, it's gonna look at me. So you guys can see.
You can smile. The
Yeah, it's not.
smiling Buddha.
So whenever I'm over trading and I'm going on tilt, my happy Buddha
That's your
is
happy place.
yeah, my happy Buddha. I really think that everybody should have something like that. So whenever you're thinking you're losing it, just look at happy Buddha.
I like it.
All right, so Nvidia is setting off. I think we are in a good situation to get a bounce. So it's 11. I think we're gonna hand it over to folks, but I'm gonna stay here and take that reversal. Who's coming? Hey, boss. Yeah, come on in, Thor.
One more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that reversal on Nvidia. I have to. Me and Buddha together. We're gonna take that.
Love that.
So we're not
There
be
you
able
go.
to hear you until we sign up the YouTube. Okay, so I can stay here in the chat room, and then YouTube we can give it to Paris, or I think Len is coming. Yes, or
Amen to
Eamon
it.
is
Yeah.
coming. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. Thanks, YouTube guys. And see you on Monday in the chat room, guys. And yeah, all the best.
When are you going to China? Oh, it's gone.
Well, hello,
Hey,
Brian, and
Eamon.
hello, everyone.
See you
How
guys.
are you doing? See you, Brian. Have a good day. Hey, Ivan, Christian. Hello, YouTube. So Andrew has his happy Buddha, and I have my happy cat. Usually when I trade, it's laying around down there. Like Andrew said, everybody needs to have something that prevents them from overtrading, but I don't think that helped Andrew a lot. The moment he got that happy Buddha, he took another trade. But let's see if it's money Buddha. For today was a bit slow for me, guys. I did not take any trade, and I also mentioned it in the chat room when I posted my watch list that there is nothing interesting or nothing exciting, at least for me. Usually when I build my watch list, let me just get the toolbar here and we'll be focused on this chart around here so that I don't confuse you guys. Usually when I build my watch list, I build it based on the daily chart and based on the 60-minute chart. And you could see where we were. This is the market open price, somewhere around here. There it is. So we opened somewhere around here, and that's literally in the middle of nowhere. And I could not really read the price action clearly. Sitting at this area, looking at the 60-minute chart, you could see that we're having some sort of a reverse head and shoulders pattern. That's the shoulder here. I don't think you have my mouse, right? I don't think you see my cursor. Let me get Epic Pen. Just realized that you don't see my cursor for some reason. Anyway, so you could see we have the shoulder around here, the head around here, and it looked like a second shoulder. So just looking at the 60-minute chart, I was slightly long biased. However, this 8 a.m. candle did not confirm the pattern that I was looking for. So I see a reverse head and shoulders pattern on the 60-minute chart, and I see a bigger upper wick on the 60-minute chart. That's more bearish down here. So we have a bullish pattern with a bit of a bearish context in the middle of nowhere on the daily chart. That's why I decided not to trade anything. I decided to wait for the open and maybe play a bit later during the day. And to execute. Wait, am I missing anything, guys? Because I don't hear anyone speaking around here, and I see people typing they want free membership.
Yeah, do you hear me, Eamon, now?
Yes, Andrew, now I can hear you.
We can actually give membership. Just give me a second to
Of course.
find my stuff.
So a giveaway, guys. Membership or a laptop? I would personally go for the membership, guys. A laptop, you get it one time and that's just a laptop. Membership is going to teach you a lot. You didn't see our education center yet.
Membership has
Membership has a lot of webinars, a lot of moderators during the whole day, a lot of questions and answers that you can have. I mean, membership is a golden ticket. That's what I would have taken.
all right. So guys, make sure that you are liking and subscribe to our channel, because if you're not subscribed to our channel, you won't be able to get anything.
Well, I can see that more people want membership.
Oh, there we
A
go.
lot are making the right choice.
Perfect. So I just have to, Carlos, I need to bring my how do I share my screen? Go back to the chat room. I think I have to share it back into the chat room so people can see. Oh, market is popping up. We get some Nvidia long as well. Some sort of a news. Carlos, I am getting, if you can share it from the chat room, I'm actually having it through the chat room. You can get my screen. Some good news. It seems that the market is popping. Carlos, I think Carlos left.
Yeah, I think Carlos has left. Maybe you can share
Oh.
your screen on Zoom, and I can stop mine if that works.
Oh yeah, you can bring it on, huh? Yeah, that's a good point. So let me send you something. Calendar. Yeah, I'll send you something. And then you can share it. So I'm long. Something happened in the market, so I'm kind of long on Nvidia.
Andrew Carlos will be right here. He just nature called.
No, that's okay. I'll just send it to Eamon, and Eamon can actually share the screen.
All right, let me do that.
Yeah, so you can actually see that.
Give me a
Guys, make
second
sure to
join.
comment, like the video. Very important to like the video. And then we'll see.
All right, I'm in.
All right, I'm here.
Let me. Oh, Carlos is here.
Yeah. Let's get Andrew's screen up.
All right, so I guess you'll do it, right?
Wait a minute, there's an echo. Let me get that echo out of this situation. Carlos, do you have my screen?
I don't see it in chat yet.
I am actually sharing it here. There you go. Oh no,
yet.
yet.
Let me refresh. I don't see it yet. Right, looks like I got it now.
Ready, guys? The news came out. News at 11. Laptop. I can give laptop, but it's 245% tariff on it.
Yes.
So let me know, Carlos, when you're ready.
I'm ready. Good to go.
Okay, perfect. So get the participants. Let's go. Zion Carson. Congratulations, Zion Carson.
Very nice. Good member of ours, man. He's been on YouTube for a while. Congrats.
Congrats. All right, so perfect. So I'm gonna go. I'm actually back long on Nvidia and see where we're gonna get in that. And yeah, thank you so much for your support, guys, on our YouTube channel. We appreciate if you like and subscribe to our channel. It really means a lot. and yeah, helps our channel grow. All the best, guys. I gotta go.
Back to you, Eamon.
All right, thank you, Peter, and congrats, Ian. Guys, stick with us at YouTube. Come here every day, and remember, everybody has equal chances. So the longer you support us, the more likely you are going to win. Anyway, getting back to the market, Andrew played Nvidia to the long side. That was actually a really good call and really good entry by Andrew. And I actually mentioned this a few minutes ago to my mentees, and I want to show you where exactly we called it, around 10:55. We talked about Nvidia, and I said that Nvidia would be a good entry if it makes a double bottom on the 5-minute chart during the next 10 to 15 minutes, which means between 10:55 and 11 and 10 o'clock. Sorry, I can see that that's not visible. We'll just pull it up a little bit more. There it is. So like I said, between 10:55 and 11 o'clock. And actually, one of the members was able to catch it. Let me just open their trade and show you. That's exactly what we've called. We want to see a double bottom on the 5-minute chart and play it to the long side. Unfortunately, I have missed it because I was joining you on YouTube, but it's totally worth it. Good being with you rather than catching a good win. But let me explain to you why this was a good place to play Nvidia to the long side. Anytime you play a setup, it needs to be around an area of interest. By the way, is it just me or my camera is cut in half on YouTube? If it is, I need to fix something about it. I think I need to do something about it. It's totally fine though. So like I was saying, anytime you play a setup or you execute a trade, it needs to be around the level. And if you take a look at Nvidia, you can see that there is a level around 106. There is the head and shoulder setup that I was looking for in the morning, which is sitting around 104.60. And there is the extreme level that we have around 150. These are the 3 levels that I'm interested in playing Nvidia to. Now, at the open, I saw this reverse and head and shoulders pattern setup that I talked to you about, where I want to initially play it to the long side. However, I did not like this bearish candle. It told me that probably this candle is going to break to the downside, which actually did. It did break to the downside and sell off. I know a few members tried to play Nvidia to the long side somewhere around here. They thought that it is forming a double bottom around $102 area. Why did they think so? I'll show you the 1-minute chart right now. So they saw this setup forming around $102 area. Sold off, pulled back, came back down. You have the buying pressure wicks. The moment it made a new high, a few people I know jumped into the long side and it ended up selling off. But that was actually a really bad entry and really bad idea. You know why? Because this price action happened in the middle of nowhere. That's not one of the levels that we've marked. The levels that we've marked are around 106, 104.50, and $100.50. Later, what happens? The price drops all the way to 150 cents, and it starts holding around here. Some people attempted a long around here, but that was, I would say, an okay play. Maybe a B setup, maybe a B minus setup. Why is that? Because that's the first bounce. If you take a look at the 5-minute chart, let's go to the 5-minute chart. This is the $100.50. The price drops down, and that's just the first bounce. You know that the market rarely does V reversals. It rarely does a move like this and a reversal like this. And it also moves in waves, right? Down, and then this looked like a reversal. But what happened afterwards? It ended up selling off. And what happened afterwards? It tries to reverse. So these could keep happening over and over and over and over till the market closes. And we've had these days where the market just sells off for the whole day. What do you need to see to confirm that it's actually reversing? you want to confirm that the bear flag has failed. For example, this here was the first bear flag. How can we confirm that it's failed? By seeing a double bottom, by seeing that sellers are not able to push the price lower and it's actually going to the upside. And even if we had that double bottom around here, this wouldn't have been a good setup because it's in the middle of nowhere. Now, what do we have around here? We're having another bear flag forming. We need to confirm that this is failing. And there it is, that's the failure. We have a green candle, we have another green candle, that's a double bottom, even though the second bottom is lower than the first. Because that's also something that some people asked me before. Ayman, it made a lower low and lower high. It broke to the downside. Why do you say it's a double bottom? Levels are zones. It's not exactly areas to the penny. It doesn't mean that the price is going to hold to the penny and bounce. We identify an area of interest, which is this $100.50. Whether it's bouncing a little bit above it, from it, or below it doesn't really matter. Whether the double bottom looks like a higher low or an actual double bottom or maybe a lower high, that also doesn't matter, right? Now, what do we have? We have a nice bullish candle. That's a double bottom, and that's a good entry on the 1 minute chart. Let me show you how we time the entry on the 1 minute chart. Good mini range, hammer, another hammer, new high. That's it. That's your entry to the long side. That's the A+ entry. What's your stop loss? Use the area that was touched the most. This, and this. Few weeks around here don't matter. So you could get an entry around $100.30 with a stop loss at 112 cents, which is less than 20 cents. What's your target? Usually I go for a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So up until this, which is also a decent area, could be your first partial. I would have exited probably around 60 to 70% up here. And I would have held the rest for a bigger move. Why? Because of the 3 consecutive candle rule. If you take a look at the 5-minute chart, that's candle 1, which is the beginning of the move. That's candle 2. This would also be 2. And this is the 3. It's making a new high. So it could go maybe up until 160, or maybe it could just make a small new high. Next 5-minute candle would engulf it and form a red candle, followed by a pullback. And then after this stage, we don't know what's going to happen. It could either sell off, break the low of the day, or it could make a higher low and continue the trend to the upside. So I don't really know what's going to happen around here. And to be safe, I just am locking in some profits around here. And then I just wait and see what's going to happen. If it's giving me a higher low setup, I could add to the position. If it ends up selling off, you already had an amazing entry and you could just move your stop loss to break even. And that would be a risk-free trade. Chill vlog, the Discord server is for members who got the multiple time frame analysis course from Trading Terminal. So if you did have it, just send me an email and I'll send you an invitation code there. Okay. Ayman, what would be the final target for Nvidia? The final target for Nvidia could be VWAP, to be honest. I think VWAP is a realistic target. If you take a look at the 15-minute chart, there is the 15-minute chart. We're having a bearish candle around here, engulfed by 2 bullish candles from the side. What is this pattern called? Anyone is familiar with this pattern? It's a candlestick pattern. Not many people use this exact naming, but I know that some of you know it. Anyone? These 3 candles. Exactly, I'm doing bearish engulfing sandwich. Exactly. It's when the bearish candle gets engulfed by 2 bullish candles. Yeah, it looks like a sandwich, right? You have a red candle, which is a bearish candle in the middle, and 2 bullish candles from two sides. I love this pattern for a reversal. So you basically look for a big selling move, and then you look for that sandwich at the bottom. And now we can have one 15-minute candle, second 15-minute candle, and a third 15-minute candle going to the upside. But obviously, these 3 15-minute candles are not going to happen straight up. They are moving in waves. And I told you that we already have the 3 5-minute candles. So the 5-minute candle needs to pull back before we get the second leg up, which is going to form the second 15-minute candle. Make sense? And that's why I love trading by a candle analysis. Some people are telling me, Ayman, do you think previous day close is realistic? Can Nvidia reach the previous day close? I mean, it can, because anything is doable on the market, but I can't really tell what's going to happen after 3 or 4 hours. I do a candle by candle analysis. Depending on how this candle closes, I can anticipate what the second candle is going to do. If the next candle goes exactly like I anticipated, then I'll be looking for an anticipation for the third candle. But if the next candle does not do what I anticipated it to do, then there is something off about it, and probably the setup is not working. And that is where I cut my loser. You probably all read this information in different books and maybe also in many different videos where you're being told that you need to let the runner run and you need to cut your loser. Without the right experience reading, analyzing multiple time frames, you will be implementing this rule in the wrong way, because some people just decide to hold for a longer run simply because the book says let your winners run. But for how long? A lot of times you're holding for a longer run only to see that this trade starts to go against you and you give all the profits back. There is a limit to how long you can hold on a trade, and there is also a limit to when you can cut your loser. Not every single small pullback to the downside like this or like this means that you need to cut your position and exit, because maybe it's just part of price action. And like I told you, on the 5-minute chart, I could see the 1, I could see the 2, I could see the 3, and you see what's happening, exactly what I told you a few minutes ago. We had the 1, we had the 2, we had the 3. That is why you need to exit 60 to 70% around this area, because at this stage, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Obviously, the thing that I want to see happening is an engulfing on the red candle, a pullback, a continuation, or an engulfing, which is a red candle, with an engulfing with a green candle. We'll have another sandwich around here before the next leg up where you could add to your position. But if it ends up going to the downside, we exited break even. Make sense? So you basically analyze it candle by candle and see what's going to happen. And based on these analysis, you could decide whether you need to hold on longer to your position or whether you need to cut your trade with a small profit. Thank you, Sander, by the way. Tom's saying I've used the bullish sandwiches before and it tends to only be right 60% of the time. Tom, 60% is huge. Wouldn't you agree with me? Because there is literally not a single strategy that works 100% of the time. There is a 95% win rate strategy. Can anyone tell me what it is? What's the 95% win rate strategy? Come on, anyone? We've all done that before. Not trading. Not trading is 100% win rate strategy. Averaging down. Averaging down is actually a strategy. And I know a mentor who, yes, exactly, Diego. I know a mentor who teaches his mentees to average down, and he's a consistently profitable trader. He's been consistently profitable for years by averaging down. But his mentees, I'd say maybe most of them blew out. I don't want to call names, but let me explain why. The guy who is teaching this strategy is an experienced trader. And one of the things that he knows is when to bail, when to exit. So he would be averaging a lot of times around key levels, smart average, not just average because the price is going against you, averaging down around smart and strong key levels. And when he sees that the setup is actually failing, he just exits, and he exits with a big loss. But over the longer term, he makes money. He has the discipline. Beginner traders, they don't have that. So they'll be averaging down and they are not going to accept small win, big losers until they end up blowing out. So for a beginner trader, this strategy is actually not working out. For him as an experienced trader, it works well. So even averaging down could end up being a profitable strategy if you're doing it the right way. But anyway, other than the averaging down, I don't know any other strategy that could give you a high percentage win rate. My highest percent win rate strategy is trading channels, which are support and resistance plays. One of them is Nvidia, and I'm going to go back to it one more time to explain to you the difference between a double bottom and a bear flag. Because a double bottom or a bear flag is the same thing as a double bottom. They have the same starting point, but with the bear flag, we get this type of price action, but with the double bottom, we get these type of price action. And I'll explain to you how to differentiate between both of these in the next few minutes. Getting back to the strategies, my highest percentage win rate strategy is channel plays or range plays, and I have 70 to 80% win rate on it. Other than that, I have a parabolic reversal strategy with a 35 to 40% win rate. I have the pinpoint strategy with approximately a 40% win rate, and I have a breakout strategy that I trade with a 50% win rate, and you'd see that all of them less than 60%. Getting back to the sandwiches setup, which we have around here. This is a candlestick pattern. And we don't trade candlesticks patterns simply because the pattern is there. You know that a hammer is bullish candlestick. And you are not going to play a long simply because you have a hammer at the low. You are not going to play short simply because you have a reverse hammer. You're not going to play a long simply because you have a bullish engulfing. So that's a bearish candle, let's say. This is a bullish candle, and now we're breaking to the upside. You are not playing patterns simply because it's a pattern. These candlestick patterns should be an entry trigger to a bigger setup that you are seeing. When you trade, the first thing that you need to do is develop the bias. One, bias. It's must. I know that a lot of trading gurus will tell you that you should not have a bias when you trade, but trust me, you should. But your bias should not be based on news. It should be based on technicals and maybe fundamentals if you are using it. A combination of both. I personally build my bias based on technicals, but I will accept the fact when I'm wrong. If I see that the stock is doing not what I wanted it to do, I'm out. I'm not going to trade it to the opposite direction of my bias. Now that I have the bias, which is telling me that today I'm going to play long or today I'm going to play short, I go to the next thing. Next thing is the zone. Where am I going to play this stock at? For example, on Nvidia, our zone is down here, and we've marked it based on the 60-minute chart. Third thing I'm looking for is this setup. Setup could be anything from a double bottom, a head and shoulders, whatever it is, right? A reverse head and shoulders, like anything. It could be anything. But the third thing is the setup. So you don't want to play a bull flag simply because you look at the chart and you see a bull flag forming. You don't want to play a short simply because you see a head and shoulder setup forming. This should be the last thing you're looking for, which is your trigger before you execute the trade. So looking at Nvidia, we did have the double bottom around here. We did play it to the long side. We did lock in 60% of our position up here, exactly what I said. And this is the unknown position. Like I told you, I don't know what's going to happen around here. If I see that it's making this and then this, I'm going to add to my position. But if I see that it's doing this, I'm out. I break even. And what did it do? It went to the downside all the way to break even. So what do we do at this stage? We exited break even. Remember that you can't dictate your terms to the market. The market dictates its terms. And what you do as a trader is just react to what the market is doing. Not a single strategy works 100% of the time. All of them have different percentage win rate. It's your risk to reward ratio and percentage win rate that keeps you consistent in the long run. Someone asked me, what is your average risk to reward ratio? 5 to 1. 5 to 1 is my average risk to reward ratio. Some of the trades I'll be making 4, some of the trades I'll be making 8 to 9 hours, but my average risk to reward ratio is 5 to 1. And I'm happy with that. A few years ago, it was only 2 to 1. And I struggled with the 2 to 1 because 2 losing trades wipes out my profits, plus it adds commission on top of that. So I worked so hard to get better entries, better stop losses, and add into my position, scale in to have good risk to reward ratio. How much do you risk per trade? So I trade stocks and I trade options. When I trade stocks, I risk between $200 and $250 per trade. When I trade options, I risk around $500 to $600 per trade. why do I risk more on options? And why did I even start trading options? I've been trading for the past 8 years only stocks, but I got to a point where I hit the roof. I'm not having enough buying power to scale in. When I started day trading, my risk per trade was $5. Every single green week, I used to increase my risk by 10 to 20%. Every single red week, I kept the risk the same. And I started with $5 risk per trade, then it became 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Every single positive week, I used to increase by 10 to 20%. At some point, I hit the roof. For example, if we take a look at this Nvidia trade, let's say that my entry is $100.29. My stop loss is $100.12. How big is this stop loss in cents? 17 cents, right? Now, no, not max loss. It's loss per trade. My max loss for the day is around 500 to 750 if I play stocks. 2 or 3 losing trades, basically. I don't take more than that. Now, let's say that this is my risk per trade, $250. $250 divided by 17 cents means that I need to take 1,400 shares. And with a stock like Nvidia, how much would that cost me? $147,000 buying power. You see? Let's say that I'm an average trader. I'm an average trader who is starting with a $25,000 account. With a $25,000 account, how much buying power do you get, guys? I just need some activity because I feel so boring. It feels so boring to speak alone. I'll be asking some basic stupid questions. Yeah, it's $50,000 account if you get 2 to 1, or $100,000 account if you get 4 to 1, depending on the broker that you get. Yes, 100,000. So if you have a $25,000 account, a lot of books are telling you that you need to risk 1% of your account, right? Maybe per trade or per day. 1% is $250. And based on this equation that I did around here, you need a $150,000 account to open one single position. So you just cannot risk 1% of your account. It's just impossible with a good entry and a good stop loss. That is why my risk per trade is around 0.2% of my account, just so that I can open at least 2 positions at the same time if I find 2 good opportunities. And I slowly started growing my account up, and I started increasing my risk for $40, $45, $50, $50 until I reached the 200 to 250, depending on the stock of the price of the stock. That's the amount of dollars that I can risk just to open 2 positions the same time, or sometimes 3 positions. And I want to risk even more. What can I do to buy more? Trade options, because options are more leveraged. 0.2% of my account, not of my buying power. That's a sweet spot. Let's say that you have a $25,000 account and your risk is 0.2%. That's $50 risk per trade. $50 divided by the 17 cents. I'm just showing you an example on Nvidia because that's the trade that we've called, right? 17 cents. That means that you need to take 294 shares. Now multiplied by the stock's price. That's $29,000 buying power, which is good enough. It's more than your account. You can use a little bit of margin to be able to risk $50. And you find some other opportunity on some other stock, you could take another position for another $29,000 buying power, and you'll be using around 60% of your buying power, which is good enough for day trading. So 0.2% is a sweet spot. And with that, I'm risking around 0.5% of my account per day. My max loss for the day is 0.5% of my account. And with an average of 5 to 1 risk to reward ratio, 0.2 multiplied by 5, my target is 1% of my account per day. And it doesn't mean that my target per month is $20. Sorry, 20%. It's just impossible to get 20 or 22%, which is basically 20 to 22 trading days. Because you'll be having red days, you'll be having green days, you'll be having break-even days where you don't take a lot of trades. So eventually a realistic target is somewhere between 7 to 10% of your account. And that's the reality about trading. People think that they're going to come trading into the stock market and they'll be millionaires because trading is so easy. And some other people are asking other traders, why the hell are you selling courses, mentoring people when you are making tons of money on trading. That's not a realistic approach. Not everyone starts with an $8 million account like Andrew or some other big traders, right? People are starting with $50,000 accounts, $25,000 accounts, $100,000 accounts. And let's say that you started with a $50,000 account. What's your realistic target by the end of the month? Multiply that by 7 to 10%. Let's say it's 7%. By the end of the month, you're going to make $3,500 trading high cap stocks the average way. That's the realistic approach to trading. You're not going to start with a $50,000 account and then double your account by the end of the month. You will not have enough buying power to make all this money out of the market. And if you prepare yourself with the realistic mindset as of how much you're going to make eventually, that's going to ease your learning curve. People get disappointed making a few $100s a day or maybe a couple $1,000s per month because that's not enough for them to have the fancy lifestyle that they are looking for. But that's actually discouraging because it's just not gonna work like that. You need to think straight. You need to have realistic numbers in your mind and focus on learning. Eventually, your account is going to grow slowly. And the bigger your account, the more money you're going to be making. There was a question, what was the 294 figure from? It's the amount of shares that you can take. So with a $50 risk divided by your stop loss in cents. Take a look at Nvidia right now. The price right now is $100.98. Let's say that you're playing it long here and you want your stop loss to be down here, 160. That's 40 cents stop loss. You divide the $50, which is your risk per trade. It's different. For some it's 20, for some it's 100, for some it's 25. You decide the number based on your on what you feel comfortable with. Divided by 40 cents. And that tells you how many shares you can buy. In this case, it's 125. Obviously, the tighter your stop loss, the more shares you can get. The wider your stop loss, the less shares you can take. And that's why I usually advise on getting your entry in the beginning of the move, because if you get your entry in the beginning of the move with a tight stop loss, you are going to get a bigger risk to reward ratio. With a $5,000 account, a realistic target by the end of the month is around $500. How achievable is target of 3% monthly return? So achievable, in my opinion, but after you find consistency. The first step that you need to do as a trader is to find consistency. After you find consistency, start trading with the real money and everything is just achievable. You just don't want to be too greedy. You don't want to say that I want to make 20% per month or 30% per month. Have the realistic number of 7 to 10% or 7 to 15% per month. How long did it take you to achieve consistency? It took me 2.5 to 3 years. But look at this. Don't take this number. Don't think that this is the amount of years that you need to find consistency. I've worked with over 250% member privately on one-to-one mentorship. And 40% of these people that I work with eventually found consistency, but the time frame was different. Around 4% to 5% of the people who found consistency found it in 3 months. These are rare people, like really rare people, like just amazing, disciplined traders who I'm surprised. I'm not one of them, but there are people who made it in 3 months. Half of them found consistency between 6 months to 12 months. So basically, it's a program of around 3 months that we work on to 4 months, then a few months of practicing, readjusting, and then they find consistency. The remaining found it between 1 year and 2 years. This is from the people that I have worked with. So know that if you are willing to do it by yourself, it is doable. But when you're doing it by yourself, it takes longer. Why is that? Because there is the back testing and journaling part. I had to do it by myself because when I joined Bear Bull Traders, it wasn't what it is right now. There weren't moderators in the chat room. There weren't educational videos or anything like that. I picked strategy that I wanted to work on, which was an ABCD person. And and sorry, an ABCD strategy. And I used to work on it for 2 years. I used to journal and write what I did right, what I did wrong, what I need to do to repeat, what are the good things that I need to repeat. And it was difficult because as a beginner trader, how could I tell what's right and what's wrong? Sometimes I told myself that I'm doing something right when in fact it was wrong. And sometimes I would find an excuse as of why the losing trade is a losing trade when it was actually a good trade, but it just failed. That was the part that took me a long time. Backtesting, journaling, and that's why it took me 3 years. When you're working with someone or when you're joining a community, you already have a base. A mentor who already did all the backtesting, for example, for you, and then they just share the information. And the part that you need to do is practicing. Pig wrestler. When I say 3, what do I mean by consistency? Consistency for me is a trader who has 3 green months in a row. I agree with you. If you have 1 green week or maybe 1 green month, it could be luck. Almost every single trader around here had a green week or had a green month. But 3 green months is skill. If you have 3 green months with an average of, let's say, maybe somewhere around 3 to 5% per month, then you're a consistently profitable trader and there is nothing going to stop you, in my opinion. Less than 3 months, don't rush it. So if you are a trader that's trading in simulator right now, don't rush switching into a live account until you find 3 months of consistency. After you find 3 months of consistency, even if you struggle, even if you have a tough month, it's going to be a break even or small red month that's not going to cost you anything. Do you scale into trades? Hussein, yes. When I'm not confident about a trade that I'm taking, I obviously scale into it. Just start small and slowly increase my size. But when I'm confident enough, I just jump in with full size. And I add to my position as price goes in my favor. And honestly, that's one of the most important things. I usually tell my mentees that it's 2 things that differentiates a good trader from an average trader. What are these 2 things? The first thing is knowing when not to trade. And the second thing is adding into winning position. Not to trade is a skill that a lot of day traders don't have. They think that since I'm a day trader, I need to trade every day. A lot of traders take tens of trades every day. And you need to be like a sniper. Analyze multiple time frames, take a look at different charts, wait for something to fully set up. Once it's there, you jump in and then just manage the risk. If you get a small loss after a small loss, after a winner, after a small loss, after another winner, by the end of the day, your commissions are going to be 2 or 3 times your risk per trade. That's the worst thing that you could do to yourself. So you need to know when not to trade. Just wait for the setup to come to you. Exactly, Brendan. Just wait for the setup to come to you and then go for it. And it could fail. It's like a sniper, right? I mean, you could wait for the perfect opportunity, but still miss your shot. It's not an issue, but you know that statistically, you have an edge over the market. The second thing that differentiates a good trader from an average trader is adding into a winning position. When you get your entry, stop loss, and target, that's a good thing, but you will be stuck around the same risk to reward ratio, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 1 to 1, with an average of 2 to 1. Exactly, you rarely add. And that's the thing that differentiates a good trader from an average trader. And probably a wrestler, I'm not gonna jump to your conclusions, but probably you're sitting around the break even, or maybe slightly profitable or slightly losing, right? If at best stages. Adding into a winning position is what gets you to the next level. Because that's how you can have winners 4 times, 5 times more of your losers. A lot of traders, they add to a winning position, sorry, a losing position to get out and break even a small profit, but rarely you get traders who add to their winning positions. And that's key difference around here. And I think once you get to a point where you're a break-even trader or slowly a losing trader, you need to start working on maximizing your profits. How can you maximize your profits? 1, tighter stop losses, which is going to give you a better risk to reward ratio. 2, adding into wing position. These are the 2 things that could help you get bigger winners. Sunny is saying the market is so dynamic that it's almost impossible to achieve consistency in 3 to 6 months, 4 months. Now, Sunny, there are different market conditions. Markets could be trending, could be choppy, going sideways, and could be volatile. And honestly, volatile is what we have been going through the last couple of weeks once these tariff news started happening. Every single market condition has its own trading strategy. And this is why I also advise people to work on multiple strategies, not one single strategy. And again, getting back to books and videos, you probably read it a lot that you need to start with one single strategy and master it. But I don't believe that one single strategy is enough to have a lot of opportunities, I'd say, at least. Because on a trending market, I could play setups like pinpoint strategy or breakout strategy. On a sideways market, I find reversals and channel plays to be working the best. On a volatile market, I could go for momentum plays where you get a pop up and you add on the next pop up and you just get 2-3 consecutive 1-minute candles that are large and you get a decent move in a shorter term move. And if you can differentiate between these 3 markets, you won't care about market dynamics because these are the 3 conditions that we're usually sitting around. And sometimes you get a trader who says, last month was amazing. I made a lot of money, but unfortunately this month I gave all my profits back. Why? Because market conditions change. So your strategy is not going to work during this market condition the way it worked in the previous month. That's why you need to have a broad view and understand how the market moves. You need to understand the market dynamics. You need to understand market cycles. And you need to understand when you can be more aggressive and when you need to be more conservative, maybe cut the position, don't add a lot into it, go for smaller profits. Big wrestler, there is obviously strategies that work during most market conditions. Scalping, for example. Scalping works during all market conditions, right? Because you go just for smaller moves. I'm a trader who sometimes goes for really big moves and really big trends. And on some other days, I go for a couple minutes trades. And I'm going to share with you now just some of my trades to show you when I go for bigger moves and why. And when I go for smaller moves and also why. Let me just open my screenshots folder. There it is. No, the daily chart is not the main chart for me. 60 and daily, basically, they're important for me to build my bias. But other than that, I go for a different place. Can you see this? I think this is where my screen is. So this is Apple. It's my trade from yesterday, 16th of April. This was, by the way, small profit, a 2-to-1. Why is that? Because I did not manage to scale in. The price action was just too quick. And you could see what I did yesterday. When I played Apple yesterday to the long side, long add, and I intended to scale in one more time with the momentum, but the pop-up was so big, and I just got a small position. This is my trade from Tesla a couple of days ago, and I made a decent amount of money. But this is, by the way, a 10-to-1 risk-to-reward ratio. Don't look at the numbers. Numbers don't matter a lot, whether you're a trader who's making $20 per trade or $20,000. It doesn't matter. It's about the risk-to-reward ratio, 5-to-1, 10-to-1, 3-to-1. That's what really matters. And you could see that on Tesla, I held it for a little bit longer because I could see the 60-minute chart, and the 60-minute chart was favorable. When the 60-minute chart is favorable, that means that I can play around an hourly candle. An hourly candle is between 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and I was out around 10 o'clock. So I played it to the long side. I took a few partials. I'm sharing the stock chart, not the options chart, because I base my decisions based on the stocks chart. I use the options just for leverage. Adding and all out. Now, let's go and take a look at some other trade that I have taken maybe in some other day that I held on a little bit longer. And let me just try to open it to my full screen, and I'll share with you one of these trades that I managed to hold for maybe half a day. There it is, Starbucks. Starbucks is a really good example. Let me see how I can put it or fit it for you on YouTube, because It's a little bit different on my screen and it's a bit different on YouTube. There it is, Starbucks. We're gonna do this. Can you see the whole daily chart? Let me see. I think you should be able to see the whole daily chart. I don't see the last candle. Let me just put it a little bit to the left and you'll be able to see it. Yeah, I think that looks good. So if you take a look at Starbucks, here I'm playing a daily candle. I'm not playing a 60-minute candle or 5-minute candle. Starbucks is forming, it's more of a reversal play. So we were in a declining phase, downtrending, lower low, lower high, lower low, same high, same low. At the low, 200 moving average, closing as a bullish candle. I knew that today's candle is going to be long. So what candle am I playing today? I'm playing a daily candle. But I'm getting my plan based on the 60-minute chart. 60-minute chart, what do I need? I need a zone, I need a level. And looking at the 60-minute chart, I could tell that, okay, there is a zone around here. That is the area that I want to play it from. That is the area that could be my target. And that is the next area that could be my target. But since I'm playing a daily candle, I could go for a bigger move. If I was playing a 60-minute candle, I would go for this. But since I'm playing a daily candle, I could go for a couple 60-minute candles. Then I go to the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart just to reconfirm the level that I found on the 60-minute chart. And I could see that, okay, resistance, resistance, support, 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 support. All right, looks like a decent area. Not enough, but let me double confirm that based on the 1-minute chart. 1-minute chart, what happens after the market open? I can see that it tried to sell off, kind of closed within the range. 2nd minute opens, sells off, and it gets bought back a big wick. So I already have my bias based on the daily chart. I had the level that I want to play around based on the 60-minute chart. I reconfirmed the level based on the 5-minute chart, and I can see that we're closing around the level. Next candle starts going in my favor, but I'm here a bit aggressive because I'm playing it after a red candle after all, and it could easily open and sell off. So what do? I start small. I jump into the long side. I see that the price action unfolds. It keeps going in my favor. I add a few times to my position, and then I'm just holding. I'm holding for a long position until it hits my target. So this is the moment where I'm playing a clear pattern based on the daily chart. So all these fluctuations on the 1-minute chart, they don't mean anything to me, because I have a solid plan based on the daily and based on the 60. I have a solid level based on the 60 and based on the 5. I have a decent price action and decent scaling in based on the 1-minute chart. Now it's about patience, holding on to the target. And I did not have this patience when I played Apple yesterday based on the trade that I shared with you. 2 1-minute candle. Why is that? Because it's a market that's volatile. We could have big spikes, but after the big spikes to the upside, we could have big spikes to the downside. So the management needs to be a little bit different. Powell is saying by 7 to 15% per month. Did you mean a raw score of the score you get when you consistently use the leverage? Powell, leverage is something that I use sometimes and I don't use sometimes. It depends on how good my entry is and how tight my stop loss is. For example, this is Nvidia. Let's say that I'm quick. I identified a good area. I identified a good stop loss. That's my entry 130. That's my stop loss 112. How many shares can I take? 100. It's 20 cents stop loss, risking, let's say, $50 per trade divided by 20 cents. I can take 250 shares, which would need around $25,000 buying power. Let's say I have a $10,000 account. In that case, I will need to use leverage. But let's say I was a bit slower. I pulled the trigger up here at $100.50. So, I'm sorry about that. My stop loss would be 50 cents divided by, $50 divided by 50 cents. How many shares can I take? 100. That's $10,000 buying power. So what does this mean? This means that sometimes you need to use leverage. That's when you get a good entry. Sometimes you don't need to use leverage. That's if the stop loss is wider. It also depends on the stock that you are trading. If I'm trading a cheap stock like AAL, like CCL, probably I don't need to use leverage because I have enough buying power to jump into the stock. But if I'm playing an expensive stock, a stock like, let's say, I don't know, Tesla, let's say that I decided to play the Qs or the SPY, the expensive ones with a low ATR, I definitely need to use leverage. So unlike what many other traders telling you, leverage needs to be used, but it needs to be used the smart way. If your risk is $50 per trade, it will stay $50 whether you're using leverage or you're not using leverage. It's the way you are using it. Do you still feel emotions while trading? Yes, Tenzin. I mean, I'm human. So I do feel emotions while trading, but I'm better at controlling them. Back when I started trading, emotions used to block my judgment. I used to revenge trade, exit because I'm afraid to lose, take whatever profit I had because I'm afraid that the price is not going to go higher. At this stage, I'm more calm, I would say. I could control my emotions. I'm at a stage where I take a look at the chart and I ask myself a question. Is this a good setup? Yes. Do I have a decent percentage win rate on it? Yes. Is my risk to reward ratio on it is good? Yes. What's my average winner on this trade? My average target on this trade or winner on this trade is somewhere around here. So why should I exit around here? Market is all about probabilities. Any trade you take could win or could lose. You literally do not control the outcome. Some people are ashamed or afraid of sharing their losing trades because people would think that they're bad traders. But that's not the right way. There is literally not a single trader that wins every single day because it's not how good of a trader you are that determines your percentage win rate. Market is so random. It's your edge that helps you make money over the market. You analyze the market. Remember, 80% of the market volume is controlled by algos. And algos are trading in a repeatable behavior. If so, right? I mean, that happens, do that. That happens, you do something else. So, but there are thousands or tens of thousands of algos in the market. So 10,000s of repeatable price action behavior. Your job is to find a sweet, beautiful, repeatable behavior that you've noticed in the market, analyze it, backtest it, build your strategy around it, and then repeat the process over and over and over. One time it's going to win. Second time it's going to lose. Another time it's going to win. But in the long run, you should be making your money. And that's your edge. What technique did you use to learn ABCD? Higher highs, lower lows, or SR? I use to start with something simple. Just find a stock that's weak, wait for a pullback and play it. Find a stock that's strong, wait for a pullback and play it. I just started with full basic things. And then slowly I started expanding and advancing. And I'll be here next week because I know that Paras is traveling or taking a break. Lenny will be covering Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll be covering Thursdays. So if you join me on Thursday here, 11 a.m. Eastern, I'll share with you my journal and how I used to back test my different strategies. I think that's going to be helpful for you all. And if you guys have any questions, just remember, feel free to email me, ayman@bearbulltraders.com, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Right now, I have to jump onto the chat room. So trade smart, everyone. Have a great trading day, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys.